Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives. Hello there, good morning, and welcome to Morning Dew on Dott Television. My name is Henry Uzo, and of course, we are here to take you through situations around the country, around the globe, as it pertains to news and events. And of course, Success Benjamin is in the studio.
Good morning to our viewers from across the globe. Welcome to Morning Dew on Dott Television, where we bring you top stories and headlines making waves around the globe. I am Success Benjamin. Your day just got brightened. Ife is here in the studio and she has been bubbling this morning.
Yes, it's Thankful Tuesday. Yes, so I am
waiting.
thankful.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, for another opportunity to do live
Yeah.
and to be here with the amazing team. So thank you so much for being here with us. We hope that you are as thankful as we are, because today, despite all the things we're going to experience in life, we're going to remain thankful.
To God, yeah.
Yes.
For life.
Yes.
Yeah,
for
because
life.
if you can remain
Life
thankful,
is the greatest gift.
exactly, nature is going to toll the part of your thanksgiving
Okay.
and give you more things to be thankful
More things
for.
to be thankful for.
Absolutely. My name is Ife Arono. Thank you so much for joining us on Morning Dew. Let's begin.
So what are we looking at today? How are we expecting today to be?
It has to be a great day.
it has-
There's no option.
There's no option.
Yes.
The option is greatness.
The only option is a great day, a lot to be thankful for.
Okay.
Yes, a lot of positive things.
Okay, viewer, we welcome you to Thankful Tuesday. I like to borrow from Ife. And of course, you have reason to be thankful as you stay with us on Morning Dew. Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives.
The Delta Broadcast Media Organization, in conjunction with the Delta State Ministry of Information, presents the Delta Broadcast Media Conference 2.0. Theme: The Broadcast Media as a Democratic Catalyst, Shaping Public Trust and Electoral Credibility in 2027. Keynote speaker, Sheun Okimbaloye. Anchor, Politics Today on Channels Television. Guest speakers, Ayo Mairo Essay. Anchor, Arise News. Agatha Amata, CEO, Trend FM. Samuel Fejoku, veteran broadcaster and senior special assistant to the governor on protocol. Guest of honor, Honorable Charles Ehiedu Aneagu, Commissioner for Works, Rural Roads and Public Information, and Right Honorable Imomotimi Dennis Guo. Speaker, Delta State House of Assembly. Special guest of honor, His Excellency, Right Honorable Elder Sheriff F.O. Oborewori, the Executive Governor of Delta State. Convener, media personality, Ruki Onoro. Date, August 14, 2026. Time, 10 a.m. Venue, Unity Hall, Government House, Asaba. There'll be high-level networking, media interaction, capacity building, awards, and lots more. Register to attend on www.deltabroadcastmediaconference.org. For inquiries, call 0706 701 8400, 0803 874 9265. Delta Broadcast Media Conference 2.0, powered by Delta State Government. Sponsors, Dominion Pearl Homes and One Niger app. Supported by NTA, DBS, Quest FM and TV, Warri Sentinel, Trend FM, Mega FM, Baramatu Voice, Boko FM, Crown FM, Sleek FM, Eku FM, Big Hot Radio, Cruise FM, Atlantic TV, Rise FM, and Dott TV.
Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives.
Yes, good morning and welcome to News Update on Morning Dew. The Delta State chapter of Committee for the Defense of Human Rights, CDHR, has elected a new executive following its state congress held on July 25th, 2026. At the end of what participants described as a free, fair, and transparent electoral process, Comrade Derrick Orite Mastosa Agbere was duly nominated by the Congress and elected as the new chairman of the organization in Delta State. Reacting to the outcome, human rights activist Comrade Efe Vincent described the election as a significant milestone for the chapter. In a statement shared on social media, he said the emergence of the new leadership marks the restoration of sanity, unity, and purposeful leadership after years of internal challenges. Effervescent also congratulated the newly elected chairman, wishing him wisdom, strength, and God's guidance as he leads the organization to greater heights. Now in Rivers State, Governor Siminalayi Fubara has unveiled plans to position the state as a major tourism, leisure, and hospitality destination, declaring, if we cannot go to Dubai, let us build our own Dubai in Rivers State. To advance the vision, the governor signed a Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) with the Federal Ministry of Arts, Culture, Tourism, and the Creative Economy under the Renewed Hope Cultural Project. The partnership is aimed at developing the tourism and creative sectors to boost economic growth and create more opportunities for Nigerians. Governor Fubara said development should go beyond roads, hospitals, and other physical infrastructure, stressing the need to invest in tourism and the creative economy to create jobs for young people while preserving the state's rich cultural heritage. He also announced plans to redevelop the Port Harcourt Tourist Beach through a public-private partnership, with the first phase expected to open to the public by December. The governor added that work is progressing on the Adoni Road project to improve access to the area's beaches and wildlife attractions, boosting both local and international tourism. Fubara assured residents that the project would deliver visible results and invited federal stakeholders to return in 4 months to inspect the progress. Now on entertainment, Nigerian comedian and actor Ayo Makun, popularly known as AY, has revealed why he stopped attending church services physically for a period. The entertainer said negative online stories and public scrutiny over his personal life made church attendance emotionally difficult, as he wanted to avoid becoming the subject for whispers and unwanted attention during worship. AY explained that he temporarily switched to online services to focus on his faith without the pressure of public exposure. He further disclosed that after joining a new church, he was warmly welcomed and invited to participate in a church program. However, the invitation was later withdrawn following internal concerns about his public image. While saying he respects the church's decision, AY questioned whether public opinion had become more influential than grace, asking, who is the church really for? He reaffirmed his faith in Jesus Christ, adding that the church should be a place of restoration, not a gathering reserved for perfect people. And now on sports, Team Nigeria has made a flying start at the 2026 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, delivering impressive record-breaking performances in powerlifting and weightlifting. Nigeria's first gold medal came through Esther Nwogu, who won the women's lightweight powerlifting event with a games record performance. Folashade Oluwafemilayo also claimed gold after breaking a run world record twice, finishing with a remarkable 175 kg lift. In weightlifting, Edidion Joseph Umafia won gold in the men's 71 kg event with a record total lift of 390 kg category after setting new records in the snatch, clean and jerk, and total lift. Defending champion Rafiatu Folashade Lawal successfully retained her title, winning gold in her division with a combined record lift of 229 kg. The victories lifted Team Nigeria's medal tally to 9 medals, 5 gold and 4 silver. Meanwhile, Nigeria's sprinters Favour Ashe, Kanyisola Ajayi, and Israel Fakarade have all qualified for the men's 100 meters. Now on foreign news, a murdered Lindsay Clancy is accused of killing her 3 young children in January 2023 before attempting to take her own life. She survived after jumping from a second-story window but was left paralyzed. During opening statements, the defense argued that Clancy was suffering from severe postpartum psychosis and other mental health complications following the birth of her 3rd child. Her lawyer described her as a loving mother who had sought treatment from several health care. Prosecutors acknowledged that Clancy had mental health challenges but argued that the killings were deliberate and carefully planned. The court also heard testimony from Clancy's former husband, Patrick Clancy, who said she had recently been discharged from a psychiatric hospital and showed no signs of harming herself or the children before he left home to pick up dinner. The trial is expected to last between 6 and 8 weeks. If convicted of first-degree murder, Clancy faces a mandatory sentence of life imprisonment. And that's it for news updates. Stay with us on Morning Dew as we return with much more insightful discussions after this break. Don't go away.
Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives.
The Delta State government invites business leaders, global investors, policymakers, and industry captains to the Delta State Economic and Investment Summit 2026, themed Harnessing Our Strengths and Unlocking Our Potentials. Chief guest of honor, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON. Keynote speaker, Director General of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, GCON. Guests, distinguished local and international participants will also be in attendance. Date, August 3 to 5, 2026. Time, 10 a.m. daily. Venue, Dome Event Center, Asaba. Chief host, His Excellency, Right Honorable Sheriff Obrewori, Governor, Delta State. Announcer, Dr. Kingsley Emu, Secretary to Delta State Government and Chairman Planning Committee.
The Delta Broadcast Media Organization, in conjunction with the Delta State Ministry of Information, presents the Delta Broadcast Media Conference 2.0. Theme: The Broadcast Media as a Democratic Catalyst, Shaping Public Trust and Electoral Credibility in 2027. Keynote speaker, Sheun Okimbaloye. Anchor, Politics Today on Channels Television. Guest speakers, Ayo Mairo Essay. Anchor, Arise News. Agatha Amata, CEO, Trend FM. Samuel Fejoku, veteran broadcaster and senior special assistant to the governor on protocol. Guest of honor, Honorable Charles Ehiedu Aneagu, Commissioner for Works, Rural Roads and Public Information, and Right Honorable Imomotimi Dennis Guo. Speaker, Delta State House of Assembly. Special guest of honor, His Excellency, Right Honorable Elder Sheriff F.O. Oborewori, the Executive Governor of Delta State. Convener, Media Personality, Rookie Onoro. Date, August 14, 2026. Time, Time, 10 a.m. Venue, Unity Hall, Government House, Asaba. There'll be high-level networking, media interaction, capacity building, awards, and 0706 701 8400 0803 874 9265. Delta Broadcast Media Conference 2.0, powered by Delta State Government. Sponsors, Dominion Pearl Homes and One Niger app. Supported by NTA, DBS, Quest FM and TV, Warri Sentinel, Trend FM, Mega FM, Baramatu Voice, Boko FM, Crown FM, Sleek FM, Eku FM, Big Heart Radio, Cruise FM, Atlantic TV, Rise FM, and Dott TV.
If a king passes on, the Ikegwas, they will cease to be. Before say patrilineal society, not matrilineal. When any sitting or job passes on, DA days that is next, they already know themselves.
We do not know if there are still festivals in Imevo Kingdom or everything has been modernized.
There is a place we call Mukwedio. You are not supposed to lie there.
When Governor Sheriff defected, he said his defection was to connect Delta State to the center. Would you say that Imevo has been connected to the center so far?
Governor Sheriff has already sold himself to my people and to Deltans.
I should call you an encyclopedia of knowledge.
Let's just say you didn't add lawyer. I'm a qualified lawyer too. What we want is more infrastructure. Imevo welcomes the world for investment.
Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives. Yes, welcome back. And of course, before we cross over to the papers, looking at the headlines, you know, the news updates, there were a few things that came out of there. AY said he doesn't go to church physically again because, you know, of what people will say about his situation. I know his wife and the wife, they had problems. Is that why you should not go to church, for instance?
Well, you know, different people process such situations differently.
Okay.
So perhaps he actually mentioned why. He said he didn't want those whisperings because, you know, in church, some people who are not quite
spiritual.
Yeah, spiritual. May focus on him, you know, talking in whispers. And, you know, sometimes when people are talking about you, you would know.
I know, but the point is this. You see, when you run away from rumor and whispering, you are encouraging it. One way to kill it is to confront it.
Okay.
That's
so
for me.
If you were in his shoes,
I will come to church very well. In fact, I will always be coming first and going last.
and when you see people whispering about you, you go to them.
That's their business. They are jobless. In fact, they are talking about me because I am popular.
And that, well, he said he started attending online.
Another church.
Online.
No,
okay,
online.
He started
It was,
with
it
online
was doing online service, yes.
before he then joined another
Yes.
Church, they put him in a committee and they later withdrew him.
Yes.
You see,
Yes,
because
more problem.
public
So
scrutiny.
he has more reasons to run away from
to
church.
me, I also feel, you know, saying public scrutiny, and also I also feel because he has not been really in, you know, the gospel line of comedy or acting and all. So maybe also public will still want to say, how are you bringing someone in the secular world to come and perform in the church and so on and all that. But also, I still do not have, you know, issues worshiping online because I feel it's even a safe way for you to really, worship very well, free yourself.
Not going to
yes,
church.
You're despising the gathering of ourselves
it's
together.
not despising.
That's
No,
against
because
that's what the Bible
that is
says.
still
It's against
gathering.
scriptures.
No, that is
Yeah,
still
it's
gathering, and that
against-
is why you could also remember or tell that during the COVID,
Yeah,
COVID is
there
gone.
was-
COVID
This
is
is
gone,
our
but
opportunity
During,
to
during
go to
COVID, the
churches.
church
Understand?
was open.
Yes.
When we enter,
This
we
is
lock
our
the gate. We go and
opportunity.
worship.
You guys
If
are
We were
COVID
not
ever
using
comes
microphone.
back, we
rules.
hope it
All
doesn't.
right.
We
Going
can
against
face
the rules.
online.
All right,
online.
so much
Yes.
on that. But
Yeah,
the
so
other
we
one,
have-
a
yeah.
woman killed her 3 children with her own hands because of madness.
Yes.
But I
That
know
was
there
so
are mad people
pathetic.
in Nigeria who
You
cuddle their
don't
children.
dare get to their children.
Yes, you don't come here. Aha.
The defense.
So what's the problem
those
with
who
this?
defended her in court, her defense counsel said that she had postpartum psychosis.
Psychosis.
Yes.
That's a psychological condition, and we also know that she's been on psychiatric treatment
Okay.
as attested by her former husband.
yes.
So that means that she didn't quite heal from it. We've actually seen, even in Nigeria, it's just that we don't quite examine these female issues enough, because some women, after having their children, they break down.
Yes, I have. After the order, then she wanted to kill herself. Why?
Yes.
That's it. That tells you that it was actually a psychological thing, because if she had wanted to kill them and leave, perhaps maybe she feels that she should do away with them and be free in life. She wouldn't want to kill herself. So that's to tell you the level of psychological meltdown that lady had to go
suffered.
through. So now I'm sure she doesn't even know why she's alive.
So why was she left alone with her children? They knew she had that history.
No, it's not
They
like
said
she was
she
left
came back.
alone. She was
They
home.
said she came
and-
back and they thought she was okay.
No, though, and yes, the husband said she didn't even
ex-husband.
act. Yes, her ex-husband
I'm
said
sure
she
the
didn't
husband
act
abandoned
like
her because of her situation.
No, the husband didn't abandon her then. They were still together. They were still
Okay.
living together. So she actually asked him to go get dinner for the family. So upon his return, he met her at the back of the house. They were living in the 2-story. So
Paralyzed.
yes,
on the
met
floor,
her
on
at the
the
back of
ground.
the house on ground, paralyzed. He called for emergency. Emergency came, and when he got upstairs, he finds the 3 children
That's
dead.
everybody
Wonderful.
was gone.
Yes, everyone gone. So
She didn't
Sympathy,
quite heal.
sympathy
It's-
for the man.
You know the problem for physical illnesses, you can tell when the person is
Yes.
fine.
Okay.
But for
Mental illness.
illness.
psychological issues, you can't tell when the person is healed. So such a person should not even be left alone.
Alone, that's my
With
problem.
people, with,
It's
with,
okay.
with minors in this
Too bad.
sense.
We
Too bad.
sympathize with the man because at the end of the day,
He must
But
be
do you know
traumatized.
my
He's the one
question
thing.
now?
Terribly
He was
traumatized.
Do you know
raised.
my question now is, okay, now that she's going through trial, is she normal now? And is she in that right frame or state to,
the trial,
go
the
through
trial is to
trials?
complete the process. They must.
Yeah.
She has committed murder, so she must answer
Yes.
for it.
I
So
doubt,
it's
I doubt
at
if
the end of the day,
ladies are aware of
nothing
all
will come.
this. Because to her, a person like
my
her will be saying,
question.
just do away with
Whatever you want
yes,
to do.
whatever you want to do, because she already gave up.
Yes.
All
You know,
right.
people die before they actually die physically. Most times people die inside.
Sorry about that. Well, let's come back to our meet. We are here for paper headlines and starting with Business Day. Business Day says federal government's 2026 budget favors motorcycles over skills amid job crisis. While Naira is holding firm despite stronger US dollar. I don't know how it's holding firm, but that's what we have in Business Day. Next is Daily Trust.
Now, bringing us to Daily Trust, I'm still talking about insecurity in the country. Gunmen kill 5 siblings, 25 others in Kaduna State. And I'm wondering that at this time we're still battling with insecurity
about
and
insecurity.
terrorism. Anyway, so let's move over to Nigerian Tribune.
Yes, and on Nigerian Tribune this morning, these are the major headlines that we have on the paper today. Oshun Guba is definitely leading. EU observers warn of security risks. That's on page 17. And we have these riders say August 15 poll, critical test for electoral institution ahead of 2027 general election. Identifies 13 out of 30 local government areas as high risk due to politically motivated killings. Cities prolonged dispute over local government administration as key source of tension, calls for intelligence-driven security deployment in high-risk areas. We've also seen that FRSC Act We've seen that the ban on preaching in buses, others, was passed as far back as 2007. That's according to a report on the Nigerian Tribune. It is not a new law coming from the Senate, says street preaching not outlawed. Above the masthead of Nigerian Tribune today, Defense Minister assures soldiers of another salary increase. Nigeria demands action on 98 citizens killed in South Africa since 2022. Lagos tops states in IGR per person. Kebbi records lowest. We have this one on health. Cholera claims 14 lives in Plateau, 441 suspected cases recorded. And still on health, video games may improve memory and other cognitive skills. That's from researchers. Topical stories on Nigerian Tribune this morning.
Now, moving on to The Guardian this morning, we have credible doubts heighten over worsening violence, stolen PVC. And also we have FG begins 70 billion naira debt payment to petrol marketers as prices crash to $88 per barrel. Resident doctors strike disrupt healthcare services at Lute. Auctioneers fought EFCC's e-auction process. And here we have investors gain 74 trillion naira in 1 year as market value surges by 87%. Now still on xenophobia attack, necessity of Nigerians' response to xenophobia in South Africa. And also lastly, we have PFIPC scandal. House orders IGP to produce fake DG uncovers 29 suspected forged documents. And that's it for The Guardian.
All right, next is The Nation, and of course, a flurry of headlines on The Nation. 29 forged documents by fake agency uncovered by panel. AGF letter to ASO Villa hijacked. Adeyemi, 13 civil servants expected tomorrow, of course, for query. Then presidency, Oshomole chid Obi for attacking Tinubu. Many killed in southern Kaduna attacks. Over 40 bandits killed as troops repel attack in Katsina. Now, women rule in the judiciary. And of course, finally, we have federal government, 98 Nigerians killed in South Africa within 4 years. That's a kind of report telling us how many have been killed, 98 Nigerians. Over to the Punch.
Now, bringing us to the Punch, we have xenophobia minister meets South Africa's envoy after Tinubu snub. Senate defend bus preaching bill amid public backlash. Obi Kwankwaso ticket sparks fresh NNPP and NDC showdown. 30 killed, houses burned in fresh Kaduna terror attack. Now to the major headline there. House faces pressure to summon Gbajabiamila. Now, reps order IGP to produce controversial DG Adeyemi within 48 hours. Calls grow to invite COS Akume over 400 million naira bribery claim. Orders. No funds released despite approvals, Accountant General tells reps. Now, down here we have 2 killed, 3 rescued in Anna Brown students' hostel collapse. Speaker's impeachment. Ondo lawmakers issued fresh ultimatum accuses Ayeda Tiwa. Nigerian woman dies of cardiac arrest during UK visits. 5.7 billion naira probe court adjourned trial of ex-Kwara governor commissioner. And that's it for the Punch.
We must note that xenophobia is trending across national dailies this morning. It is the topical story on Daily Sun, and they put it this way. Xenophobic attacks, Tinubu snubs South African president envoy. And the writer is, demands early warning mechanism ratification. Beside the masthead, tension in Kaduna over murder of 30. Enough is enough, so Kapu. And killings tragic, unacceptable. And that's coming from Kaduna government. Article tackles federal government. To the lower third, the lower part of the front cover of Daily Sun, we have these ones. Tinubu to deliver 10 more FCT projects before December. And that is coming from FCT Minister Nyesom Wike. Vows clamp down on illegal street racing in Abuja residential areas. Fugitive drug kingpin, ex-international footballer, bagged 24-year jail term for cocaine importation. UNODC, NDLEA, NUJ seek stringent action against drug abuse. These are the major stories on Daily Sun.
Now, bringing us to this day, we have a major story there saying, talking about insecurity. After creating 4 new divisions, FG plans fresh pay rise for military, pledges support for widows and spouses of frontline troops. And here we have Baru leads Kwankwaso's general back to Tinubu. And also condemnation trials overnight murder of 30 people in Kaduna. And that's it for this day.
All right, down to our own dear pointer. Why Tinubu deserves second tenure. Onyeme, the deputy governor of Delta State, is the one speaking. Then fake agency reps order IGP to produce Director General. And then finally, on the pointer, Delta State government to partner NSA on National Crisis Response Exercise.
Now bringing us to the last, not the least, the Vanguard. Talking on health, sugar, Nigeria risks losing African market over high production costs, health and business. Meidi rolls out my maps to operationalize law codes. New minimum wage, 70,000 naira, now poverty pay. NLC speaking there. Tinubu to announce fresh pay increase for soldiers soon. That's the defense minister speaking there. And now the headlines say how PFIPC was created. Accountant General. Rep Solomon Adeyemi orders IGP to produce him tomorrow. Candidate upload APC, PDP, ADC. Others didn't meet INEC July 11 deadline. That's INEC speaking there. Kwara APC stronger ready for 2027 victory. Tinubu snubbs Ramaphosa's envoy as FG demands early warning pact ratification. And that's all we can take for the Vanguard.
Well, that's it on the headlines in the papers. When we come back, we shall be looking at some of them that are of importance to the public. Stay with us. Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives.
The Delta State government invites business leaders, global investors, policymakers, and industry captains to the Delta State Economic and Investment Summit 2026, themed Harnessing Our Strengths and Unlocking Our Potentials. Chief guest of honor, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON. Keynote speaker, Director General of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, GCON. Guest speaker, renowned scholar, Professor Patrick Lumumba. Chairman of the occasion, Engineer Austin Avuru. Other distinguished local and international participants will also be in attendance. Date, August 3 to 5, 2026. Time, 10 a.m. daily. Venue, Dome Event Center, Asaba. Chief host, His Excellency, Right Honorable Sheriff Obrewori, Governor, Delta State. Announcer, Dr. Kingsley Emu, Secretary to Delta State Government and Chairman Planning Committee.
The Delta Broadcast Media Organization, in conjunction with the Delta State Ministry of Information, presents the Delta Broadcast Media Conference 2.0. Theme: The Broadcast Media as a Democratic Catalyst, Shaping Public Trust and Electoral Credibility in 2027. Keynote speaker, Sheung Okimbaloye. Anchor, Politics Today on Channels Television. Guest speakers, Ayo Mairo Essay, Anchor Arise News, Agatha Amata, CEO Trend FM, Samuel Fejoku, veteran broadcaster and senior special assistant to the governor on protocol. Guest of honor, Honorable Charles Ehiedu Aneagu, Commissioner for Works, Rural Roads and Public Information, and Right Honorable Imomotimi Dennis Guo. Speaker, Delta State House of Assembly. Special guest of honor, His Excellency Right Honorable Elder Sheriff F.O. Oborewori, the Executive Governor of Delta State. Convener, Media Personality Ruki Onoro. Date, August 14, 2026. Time, 10 a.m. Venue, Unity Hall, Government House, Asaba. There'll be high-level networking, media interaction, capacity building, awards, and lots more. Register to attend on www.deltabroadcastmediaconference.org. For inquiries, call 0706 701 8400 0803 874 9265. Delta Broadcast Media Conference 2.0, powered by Delta State Government. Sponsors, Dominion Pearl Homes and One Niger app. Supported by NTA, DBS, Quest FM and TV, Warri Sentinel, Trend FM, Mega FM, Baramatu Voice, Boko FM, Crown FM, Sleek FM, Eku FM, Big Heart Radio, Cruise FM, Atlantic TV, Rise FM, and Dott TV.
We, Emevo, alongside Iyede and Owe, we are like one people. We all migrated from Benin and settled in Iyede. If a king passes on, the Ikegwas, they will cease to be. Emevo is a patrilineal society, not matrilineal. When any sitting or job passes on, DA days that is next, they already know themselves.
We do not know if there are still festivals in Emevo Kingdom or everything has been modernized.
There is a place we call Mupedion. You are not supposed to lie there.
When Governor Sheriff defected, he said his defection was to connect Delta State to the center. Would you say that Emevo has been connected to the center so far?
Governor Sheriff has already sold himself to my people and to Deltans.
I should call you an encyclopedia of knowledge.
Let's just say you didn't add lawyer. I'm a qualified lawyer too. What we want is more infrastructure. Emevo welcomes the world for investment.
Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives. Yes, welcome back and thank you for staying with us. We'll continue with paper review. This time we're looking at the headlines in the papers. Of course, we're already with Godfrey Ubaka in the studio. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you so very much.
They have christened today thoughtful. Is it
Thankful
Tuesday.
Thankful Tuesday and the Dott studio in Osun State is a work-free day, public holidays, so that declared by the governor, who has the power to do that, so that the people can go out there, pick up their PVC, because they have a decisive historic election come August 15.
Yeah,
it was supposed to be 8, but they moved it to 15.
Yeah.
You know, so thankful Tuesday in Delta, work-free day in Osun.
So something to be thankful for.
Work-free Tuesday, and many workers will be thankful for that.
Oh, why not? Why not? Why not?
All right, let's come to our business. Our president's not the envoy of South African President Ramaphosa. What signal is that?
Yeah, in diplomatic circles, it's understandable. It's also permitted. Yes, considering the frequency of the xenophobic attack, centered on, yes, Africans, but essentially Nigerians who lose lives and lose their businesses. You know, so the Nigeria's foreign affairs minister, in the person of Odumegwu Ojukwu, Bianca Odumegwu Ojukwu, was already having an AU meeting, so wasn't available to receive them. And of course, at the diplomatic circle, what the advice the president got was that he should not meet with them, and that on its own was beyond body language.
Okay.
That was also Nigeria sending a signal. They were envoys from the president of South Africa,
Yes.
But the president initially did not want to meet them and asked them to meet with the Minister of State
Yes.
for Foreign Affairs, who was appointed just in June here,
Yes.
upon the time that Bianca was elevated to the position of a full
Foreign
minister.
minister.
So that was a message that on its own was stringent to an extent. But eventually, upon a call from a president to a president,
Yes.
because the South African president had to call Tinubu.
Yes.
At that level, yes, I think our president had to bend over backwards and eventually schedule a meeting, which is to hold today.
Between who and who? Between him and the envoys, or?
Yes, between Nigerian Foreign Affairs Committee and the envoys.
Okay.
So that, of course, you need to first send that signal.
That's right.
To show your position.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, don't forget that there is a window that presents itself. You need a window of such a round table discussion for you to now present
issues,
that, it's happened before, it has happened again, and we have lost lives, we have lost businesses.
We are no longer smiling in the matter.
Yes, exactly. So going forward, this is the way we expect that it should be. And for businesses that have been lost, because there are Nigerians here who returned from South Africa stranded.
Yes.
Meanwhile, they are supposed to be employers of labor over there. So yes, you first show your position that you are not comfortable with that this position and what is playing out. But eventually, you do not take that snub too far, because you also need a diplomatic window to discuss and present Nigeria's position. Do not forget that both nations, Nigeria and South Africa, are key when it comes to Africa.
Yeah.
They are key. The economies of Africa and in diplomatic circle, the leadership of Africa. So it's just like you have some level of disagreement with your wife. Yeah. And you have a way of showing it, but do not allow it to go to a point where it degenerates into exactly.
So that means we have to be very diplomatic about how to manage the situation as a country.
Yes.
But now I need you to contextualize the level of diplomacy that Nigeria can extend in managing this situation. Let's do the math. 2022 till this point, 98 Nigerians. That means that we had an average of 24 deaths per year, bringing that down to 2 per month on the average. And sometimes when these figures are brought out, these are the official figures.
Yeah.
It doesn't quite give you a realistic picture of what played out in South Africa.
Those are the ones documented.
So we were talking about likening this situation to a marriage, wherever they live around the world.
Well,
and to add to that, just 2 days ago, also one death was also recorded that the police officers of South Africa beat and tortured a Nigerian man to death. So please.
The government of Nigeria should defend the lives of Nigerians, both here in the country and wherever they are. We've seen nations like America put everything that they have to rescue one American that is held somewhere. So, but we have a country where from some of the things that play out, it does appear as if the lives of our citizens do not matter much. But that it's not acceptable even at the domestic level. Then at the international level, we should also not allow that to be the case. Because if that is allowed to be the case, then of course we become a subject of ridicule in the Committee of Nations. Yeah. And any nation could just wake up and begin to slaughter our people on trumped-up excuses and all that. So what we expect is that now that the president has bent over backwards to receive the envoys, diplomatically, we should be able to put the cars on the ground.
Yeah.
The businesses, Nigerian businesses that are there, we should be able to secure a written undertaking from South Africa about compensation to life, compensations to business. Those are the kind of things, because at the end of the day, going forward, both nations still need each other. I watched a video of South Africa the day after.
Yeah.
The day after the ultimatum that was given. That was about June 30th. Moving forward to July 1st. And we saw that a number of South Africans were lamenting the situation because Nigerians were playing key role. Yes, we do understand that not every Nigerian there had their papers properly documented. There were those who went there for 3 months visit, but over time they had stayed over. But in that situation, taking their lives, what does it say about the oneness of Africa? We expect that they should be able to ask such people, regularize your papers and let it be procedural. And do not take the law into your hands. A situation where you see the police, because somebody is a foreigner, a black, and they start to be a Nigerian, then you just automatically conclude that he must be a criminal, that he possibly is into stereotype, that he's possibly into drugs, is possibly into Yahoo, is possibly into, and all that. So those are the things that should be properly x-rayed now that the diplomatic window has presented itself, so that we should be able to secure a guarantee of the lives and property of Nigerians that are staying in South Africa.
All right, so much on that. Let's come to the issue of the fake agency. The inquiry has been going on, or do we say investigation has been going on. 29 forged documents discovered. And then, of course, the House of Reps is under pressure. That under pressure is what I don't understand, to invite the principal actor in this issue. So can you speak to that?
Who is the principal actor now? Maybe I'm permitted to ask you a question now.
From our own point of view,
is the principal actor. So the question is, why should the House be under pressure?
Yeah.
What will the investigation amount to if the principal actor is not invited?
Yeah.
So why should they be under pressure too? Because ab initio, one expects that he should be one of the first to be invited, and be interrogated. But again, when I saw the headline, I wasn't pretty surprised, considering the realities of our political setting, where we place priority on people who are in exalted position. We've had reason to say that as chief of staff to a president whom age is not very much on his side.
Yeah.
He's a more active person. So to many people, he's the president that they can see.
Yeah.
There was, I think it was Oyono, George, Ferdinand Oyono, in a book, Houseboy.
You mean you read that book?
Yes, Houseboy, where he said the dog of the king is the king of the dogs.
Yeah, that's true.
You understand? So many people, to many people, they cannot access Tinubu. Sometimes you want to have access to him and he has not woken up based on his age.
True.
So Maja Biamala is the president that is the active governor of the nation. So now you can understand the context of the pressure. Can they invite this man?
And the things we tell her, will they not expose that?
Exactly. But we are supposed to be operating democracy, and key and critical to democracy is the rule of law. And what does this say basically? That Henry and myself, we are equal before the law. We are equal before the law. That's the reason for that scaling. Yeah. We are all equal before the law. So, and he is critical. He is the one saying, and all the fingers are pointed towards him. Yeah. Adeyemi, you say fake. It's not fake. Adeyemi said, he gave me the job, and we didn't disagree.
And I gave him money.
We didn't. I gave him 400 million ahead. I still have 200 to pay
give to him.
Yes.
That we never disagreed until it got to the point of the percentage for the sharing, the takeoff grant
to the agency.
They have been given allocation, but the takeoff grant now, which was about 24 point something billion.
Yes.
You know, that he is asking for 47%. You know, and I'm saying if we give you 47%, what do we have to work?
Even as a fake agency.
Even as a fake agency. So a fake agency still has some responsibilities and to work. So you find out that at the end of the day, Bajabi Bala has a whole lot to explain to this nation.
Exactly.
If for any other thing, to clear the air and see how he could redeem his name.
Is it just his name or even that of his principle?
Exactly. That's his principle. And how to also make the international community and all those who are keenly following this, that there could still be credibility in the process. Because for now, it's his word versus Adeyemi's word. Adeyemi says, I'm not fake. And yet we have evidence in the public forum with respect to the photographs that have been taken and all that. The process for his agency to have opened account with the central bank and then staff deployed 300 of them and all that. If at the end of the day it is proven that Adeyemi was really fake, then of course it shows that our system is so porous. It shows that he must be a smart man
and vulnerable.
It shows that he must be a superman. To have
bamboozled
the whole of our critical system.
He overrode the system.
He must have been super smart to have bamboozled the whole system. But of course, we do understand that between his claims and those of Bajabiamela, somewhere midway, we should be able, wisdom is in the mean. You know, that is why Bajabiamela should appear fast. It should appear fast and explain to Nigerians. Because at the end of the day, in some climes, the media would have, at this point now, dubbed it Bajabiamela Gate. It's more of Bajabiamela Gate.
Whether you know it or not.
Watergate scandal, this scandal. It's more of Bajabiamela Gate than Adeyemi Gate.
That's right.
So whether it's a gate or a window, he needs to appear so that we get it clearer.
Talking about how the media can play into this, in the times of the Legiwa, by now, Nigerians would have somehow known about what played on the ground. So what does that tell us about investigative journalism presently? Is it still thriving? Is it still something that journalists are able to do?
I think the media is doing
it. Investigative journalism is still in there. Give it to the Nigerian media. The fact that even in this case we are looking at, the media has played critical role. The media not just exposed it sustained the debate.
The updates.
And of course, other institutions needed to key in to see how they can also, if everybody now wants to see how to redeem either his name or the public perception of the offices they are. So give it to the Nigerian media. Yes, I still believe that investigative journalism is still in there. The preponderance of the new media, yes. And in every profession you have some fakes, you have some quacks, but there are still thoroughbred journalists who still leverage on investigation in order to bring out to the public what they need to know, holding leadership accountable on behalf of the Nigerian people.
I think mostly what the Nigerian media is doing now is to serve as a watchdog. They're actually watching this matter.
Yeah, as the fourth estate of the realm.
So we must give it to the Nigerian media.
All right. So, I think we'll go on break now because when we come back, we still have other issues.
Is it water break or tea break?
You keep talking about
rehydration break.
Are you telling the viewer that we don't give you tea or we don't give you coffee?
No, you give me outside the studio.
I would have loved to
sip.
No, I don't want it to. I don't want a bridge in your throat. When you finish, if you want a drum of tea, we'll give to you.
I know the studio is a sanctuary.
Okay.
Thank you, Ify, for bailing us out. Well, when we come back, we continue with other issues to deliberate on. Stay with us. Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives. Welcome back, and of course, we'll continue with our discussions from headlines in the papers. This one is a bit saddening. Hostel in a polytechnic in Anambra State collapsed, and of course, casualties were recorded, and many injured. They are still excavating. This issue of building collapse.
It's a sad one, really. A sad one from Federal Polyoko,
okay.
Where a private hostel, 3-story building, two-story private hostel collapsed the early hours of yesterday, and as we speak, the debris, they are still unearthing and trying to see how to have a rescue. It's unfortunate because, of course, we do not have details with respect to how the age of the building and did it at any point show structural defect?
Sign of defect.
And we know it's a federal polytechnic in Oko, and we do know that private investors have their own way of getting to tertiary institutions and invest, put up a buildings. But again, what that tells us is that when such buildings are being constructed, even as private as they are, institutions should also check.
Especially because it's going to serve the interest of many people,
not just students, but sometimes a structure, the formidability of a structure is premised on the purpose it's going to serve. If you are coming up with a structure that is going to be a 50,000 capacity for maybe a church or a stadium, then of course you are not going to use the kind of rod.
You're going to be mindful of
you are going to be mindful
of the strength of your materials.
So if you have a two-story structure where there are students who live in there, then of course you ought from the foundation level ensure that structurally it is tested, and
even the earth,
but we have a way in this climb of cutting corners. Not many people wanting to embark on a building project will go as far as trying to find out the strength of the soil capacity. Because the soil capacity in an upland is not the same as in river. So you must first of all check with this soil composition and capacity, its tenuousness. How now do what will now be the combination of cement and stone and the rest with this, and it can differ elsewhere. So there are soil engineers and there are architects but sometimes we just come up with structures and it's like all-purpose kind of structure, and at the end of the day, some of such incidents, just like the one that has happened in Oku, is some of those incidents are things that we ought to have avoided.
Yes, it's very
if the agencies, regulatory agencies, actually play their role.
Talking about this particular incident, at about 6:54 a.m. yesterday, I saw a report. Actually, the time was stated when the rector of the Polytechnic visited the site. Her name is Dr. Irene Awuzie. She had gone there with some top officials in government, that's in Anambra, to look at what was going on. At the time, they released a statement saying that no student was lost, that no student death was recorded. But of course, that was hasty because over the course of the day, other news began to emerge regarding perhaps that students were, caught in the middle in that particular situation. But you talked about how that schools, now it's not just about Okopoli. So let's not focus on the school because that didn't even happen within the present of the university.
School,
That did happen in Oko community, which is directly hosting
the
Polytechnic. So it's a neighboring community, Amopala community.
Okay.
So I do not know to what extent can an institution oversee building projects beyond its community. I think we can start from the immediate present
of the institution.
Of the institution. Yes, and to what extent, who are there units in the school who can handle this, or is this something that the states can roll out as a general program? Because I do not know if institutions even have enough funds to manage.
It's the duty. Maybe you can come in here.
It's the duty of
regulatory bodies,
the town and urban planning unit of every state. You should be able to present your plan,
and the plan
and of course they should approve based on what purpose is to serve. And if it is for a hostel, for goodness sake, it should be indicated. Otherwise, if you say it's for a private family apartment, and at the end of the day you are turning it into a hostel,
that's criminal.
Then the law should be able to hold you accountable in that situation. So beyond the institution, because of course we do know that there are even roundabout them. You understand, because it's also part of their investment. But for a federal poly like Oko, you ask yourself, when last did the federal government erect a structure there? Meanwhile, the admission is going on. The student population is increasing. And they don't need to come from any under the bridge or something. They just shelter is critical. So the private investor goes in there. But the regulatory agencies should ensure that the buildings are done in line with approved specification. And you do not take envelope from somebody and approve what is supposed to be substandard.
All right, let me come from this. Let me come from here. Fatality and disaster has a way of putting fear and suspicion in people. Thank God that if he is close to the environment and has not told us that this hostel is in a neighboring community, not within the confinement of the institution. But now, what level of damage control should the school do to allay the fears of parents who will in future want their children to go there? Because the first thing is, that's cool. Now, wow. So what can they do to allay the fears of people? Like what if he has just revealed now?
Well, I think the institution should on their own see how they can also either attract from federal government or partner with people to develop structure where
on
campus where their students can be. The average student will want a convenient accommodation on campus for security, for security purpose, utility purpose, and even for you to access the library and the other. It is a situation where this accommodation is lacking. These facilities are lacking within. That people will now go to. We see such situations where a polytechnic is in a community and every part of that community becomes like some form of hostel.
Yeah.
You know, that is where the smart investors now come in and raise some money and raise some structure. But of course, such structure should be seen as being formidable, because at the end of the day, they are to house human beings, you know, people of great destiny for tomorrow, who come from families. So go think beyond your investment and think safety, you know. So those are the key.
All right. The next.
I want to add my quarter to what Mr. Obaka just said here, because this brings me to NBA in Lagos, which is the National Broadcast Academy. So there was a time that they're supposed to, you know, erect a further story building. So the questions were raised: why not just continue from there? But the plan
designed to be this.
So you cannot add on top, because the foundation.
I can't take a plan for a bungalow to
then begin
the
to
town
convert
planning unit.
Yes.
You know, based on the money that I have now.
Yeah.
You know, and I have it approved. Then tomorrow, something happens. You know, and I have some money, and I now say, oh,
want to take it off.
Remove the roof. Let us now maximize the use of the land, because land is no longer growing, and let us add 2 more decking, as the way it is called.
Yes.
Then of course I could do that and get away with it.
But there's a risk.
But there is a risk.
Yes,
there is a risk. And that is where the town planning authorities themselves should come in and stop me at that point in time. Like what success is driving at. If you want to do that, first of all,
bring down the
it down.
Yeah.
And
start
then
from the scratch.
Start from the scratch. Because a building is as dependable as its foundation.
Talking about that, I know you can respond to this in 30 seconds, because I know that some builders might decide, even if you want to do 2-story, have money for 2-story, why also do you think about the need for us to periodically check building integrity and profile buildings to know the ages? I interviewed a
and then their longevity.
Yes, recently. And he told me that we don't even know the ages of buildings. We don't have the profile of building. When you go to the town planners, they cannot tell you that this particular building, housing Dott, they might not know the age of the building when it's supposed to expire. That building is expired.
So building is expired.
Lagos State experimented that.
Okay.
And they did work to an extent. You know, in places in Lagos, Munshi, Oshodi, and some of those places, you see colonial structures that have been there. And unless something is done to them in terms of redevelopment, expiry dates. In Delta State, in Asaba, we saw that even trees have their age
that
they
can die.
You know, trees
can
beautiful
die.
mango trees that became landmark and made, you know, contributed to the scenery, the aesthetics of the town. At some point, we found out that some of them were falling on their own. And by the time the environment authorities say, okay, if they are falling and even killing people, let us start cutting them.
Let us kill
them. When
they
went to cut them, they found out that a number of them had developed big hollow inside. Why? They had sat out their time. They had aged.
They were still producing mango.
They had aged and needed to be renewed.
All right, so much on building. So much on building. Let's go. Let's go to something else before we round off, because our time is eating up. This issue of public preaching, sharing of the gospel, is becoming an issue.
In buses.
In Anambra State, Oga Soludo said they should not be preaching outside. That is noise pollution. Preach in your churches. Now, the average Christian would think that this is a ploy to gag the preaching of the gospel. But from expert point of view, what nuisance does public preaching constitute from your point of view?
Well, for now, there are perspectives to it. There are really perspectives to it. One of the perspectives is that it's an attempt, like you have said, to curtail people's right to, freedom of worship.
Okay.
Freedom to gather, freedom of worship. The Senate and the pressure is on from CAN, PFN, and all that. But the Senate has also come to do some form of clarification. We have those clarifications in today's papers. That that it does not impede street preaching. It doesn't curtail your right to preach on the street.
Okay.
That you still have the right to preach. But what they have, that the law has been there, and that they merely, as it were, amplified it.
Yeah, since 2007.
Yes, with respect to road safety.
Okay.
You know, that do not preach on the bus.
Okay. So
because you're preaching on the bus
and distract the driver.
Create an atmosphere that could distract maybe the driver or the conductor, and they could, you know, make the people not to arrive safely. Some other person will think differently. That if you enter the bus and you preach with them and you pray with them, it's for their safe arrival. You know, but the law is saying that if the driver needs absolute concentration, that your preaching could distract him, the driver, and that is injected as part of the road safety amendment law code. You understand? You know, so now the law needs to be either tested or tried. People are saying that it's an attempt to use legalism, you know, to curtail the freedom of worship. And the Senate is saying that it's not their creation, and they have not in any way come up against preaching in the street. So those are just the issues for now.
All right, in 1 minute, we have that at the end, all of the parties did not meet up with the July 11 deadline to submit candidates. Can you speak to that just in 1 minute, because our time is up?
Okay. Well, if they did not meet up as a result of issues of uploading and some of the internal issues that they have, INEC should be in a position to still, the laws are meant for human beings.
To oblige them.
Yes, oblige them, because at the end of the day, what is critical and what is important is that Nigerians have presented a choice, candidates, you know, and a multi-party system is still far better and more democratic than a single party.
All right, thank you, Godfrey Baka, for being there and for throwing light on most of the issues. Viewer, I believe you benefited from this discussion. We still come back with you to do other things. Stand by. Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives.
The Delta State government invites business leaders, global investors, policymakers, and industry captains to the Delta State Economic and Investment Summit 2026, themed Harnessing Our Strengths and Unlocking Our Potentials. Chief guest of honor, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON. Keynote speaker, Director General of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, GCON. Guest speaker, renowned scholar, Professor Patrick Lumumba. Chairman of the occasion, Engineer Austin Avuru. Other distinguished local and international participants will also be in attendance. Date, August 3 to 5, 2026. Time, 10 a.m. daily. Venue, Dome Event Center, Asaba. Chief host, His Excellency, Right Honorable Sheriff Obrewori, Governor, Delta State. Announcer, Dr. Kingsley Emu, Secretary to Delta State Government and Chairman Planning Committee.
The Delta Broadcast Media Organization, in conjunction with the Delta State Ministry of Information, presents the Delta Broadcast Media Conference 2.0. Theme, The Broad 2027. Keynote speaker, Sheun Okimbaloye. Anchor, Politics Today on Channels Television. Guest speakers, Ayo Mairo Essay. Anchor, Arise News. Agatha Amata, CEO, Trend FM. Samuel Fejoku, veteran broadcaster and senior special assistant to the governor on protocol. Guest of honor, Honorable Charles Ehie Dennis Guo. Speaker, Delta State House of Assembly. Special guest of honor, His Excellency, Right Honorable Elder Sheriff F.O. Oborewori, the Executive Governor of Delta State. Convener, media personality, Ruki Onoro. Date, August 14, 2026. Time, 10 a.m. Venue, Unity Hall, Government House, Asaba. There'll be high-level networking, media interaction, capacity building, awards, and lots more. 8400 0803 874 9265. Delta Broadcast Media Conference 2.0, powered by Delta State Government. Sponsors Dominion Pearl Homes and One Niger app. Supported by NTA, DBS, Quest FM and TV, Warri Sentinel, Trend FM, Mega FM, Baramatu Voice, Oko FM.
We, Emevo, alongside Iyede and Owe, we are like one people. We all migrated from Benin and settled in Iyede. If a king passes on, the Ikegwas, they will cease to be. Emevo is a patrilineal society, not matrilineal. When any sitting or job passes on, the days that is next, they already know themselves.
We do not know if there are still festivals in Emevo Kingdom or everything has been modernized.
There is a place we call Mupedion. You are not supposed to lie there.
When Governor Sheriff defected, he said his defection was to connect Delta State to the center. Would you say that Emevo has been connected to the center so far?
Governor Sheriff has already sold himself to my people and to Deltans.
I should call you an encyclopedia of knowledge.
Let's just say you didn't add lawyer. I'm a qualified lawyer too. What we want is more infrastructure. Everyone welcomes the world for investment.
Yes, welcome back. Of course, from the clip you saw, we're moving over to sports, and Anthony Uche is already in the studio. You're welcome.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
Hello,
Yeah,
Anthony.
good morning,
Anthony.
What do you have for us today?
Well, I'll start to stay. Charity starts at home. I'm not named Charity, but I'll start from the Super Falcons, who kick off their tournament defense at the WAFCON later this evening. And they will do so against debutants Malawi. And, in the build up to this game, the coach, as you can see on the screen right there, Justin Madugu, he said something that resonates very well with me. He said the target remains the same. They go into every game looking to win it. And they will come up against the Scorchers of Malawi, as they are known. And the Scorchers making their first ever appearance on your screen right there. Chiwenga, their best player. She plays for Kansas City in the United States of America, the NWSL, and they built all of their hopes, especially going forward, on her. And on the contrary, for Super Falcons, record-winning 10 times champions of the continent, and they're going to make it an 11-1 this time around. And also, they will go into the game having won 8 of their last 9 games, including that 2-1 victory in the preparatory game they played less than a week ago against Tanzania. So everything points towards the Super Falcons win in this game, although in football, you learn a lot of lessons of how not to underestimate opponents. But I think Justin Madugu and the side will go in to at least kick off, sounding a note of warning after what they saw also Morocco do against Kenya. Morocco started off, issued a warning to everybody who was going to be competing with them this year by beating Kenya by 4 goals to 0. So the Super Falcons, I think, will make a similar statement to anybody as well who will be looking to, challenge them for that title. And then, of course, over to Italian football. Italian football has a very, very big problem, and it's been highlighted by them missing the last 3 editions of the FIFA World Cup. And that problem does not look like the solution is anywhere in sight. Yes, because talks started last week. I told you here that Pep Guardiola was contacted for the vacant job of the Italian national team coach, which he quite politely turned down, and he gave reasons for that being his family. He resigned basically from City to be with his family, and he cannot take him from them barely 3 months after that. So understandably so. And the options shifted again this time around to former Italian midfielder Andrea Pirlo. And now Pirlo made a statement yesterday clarifying that he has pulled out of the race to become the next Italian manager because of the complications politically as it concerns that appointment. So what people don't understand is there's this betting company from Russia for whom he is a global ambassador. They are called FunBet, and that has become a bone of contention for a lot of people. The politicians and a lot of people in the parliament in Italy are saying we should not appoint somebody who has links to a Russian company. Though it doesn't make any sense to me. Fonbet is not the Russian Federation. They are not a Kremlin or anything. But they feel like that association of the fact that he's a Russian company, and then Andrei Pello being an ambassador for them. He's gone on tours as well. You know, when you're a global ambassador, you visit places to represent the people for whom you're an ambassador. And he's traveled to Russia in the last year or so to market, of course, for the company that he is ambassador for. So, but people have taken exceptions to that in Italy, and they are demanding that he should not be allowed to become the next Italian manager. And for him, he said, this is purely sporting, sports-based. He was made the ambassador when he was still coaching over in the United Arab Emirates a few months back. And he said, this is purely sports. Because, and when you can understand why, when I say he went over to Russia to do ambassadorial stuff, he was basically on the pitch playing football, because that's what he does. And that's what made him an ambassador. So he is playing football to gather attention for the company that he's representing. But like I said, people taking exceptions to that, and they said he should not be allowed to become the new manager. And for me, consequent to that as well, Paolo Maldini, who was the technical director of the FICG, which is the Football Federation of Italy, has now resigned because somebody he recommended was not accepted, and for reasons that are not football-wise, himself and Leonardo, who is also the sporting director, decided to resign from
those
their
are
role.
big names in Italian football.
Yes, and when I said at the start that Italian football has a big problem, most of that problem boils down to the impatience. I'm talking about Andrea Pirlo. Andrea Pirlo was formerly the coach of Juventus, as you can see on the screen there. You saw a picture of him coaching Juventus. Won the Scudetto with Juventus towards the end of the stay of Cristiano Ronaldo at that point at the club. What happened the next season? He was in a bit of trouble. They sacked him. A lot of the young Italian managers do not get the opportunity. You know, the funny thing is, at the last World Cup, there were more than one. In fact, there were more than two Italian or Italy-born coaches that took nations to the World Cup. But their own country, Italy, were not at the World Cup. Carlo Ancelotti was the coach of Spain, of Brazil at the World Cup. And Vincenzo Montella was the coach of Turkey. He took Turkey to the World Cup for the first time since 2002. So it just makes very little sense to me how impatient they are, with their football. They are just too quick and too eager to fire managers and get a new one in. I mean, and the funny thing about it, most of these Italian clubs, they rotate a list of about 5 or 6 coaches.
Yes.
And this summer, last season, AC Milan fired Massimiliano Allegri. He's at Napoli now. Napoli fired, not really fired, but Antonio Conte quit the Napoli job, and they just keep rotating. Is it that Maurizio Sarri moving from Lazio to Atalanta? Yes, they are just too quick and too eager to make harsh decisions. They are very emotional in the decisions they make, and you cannot win with those kind of decisions.
That's right.
Unless you are perhaps a club, then you can say Abramovich was very good at firing coaches and getting the result. The owner of Nottingham Forest, Evangelos Marinakis, he fires managers for a living, and he gets rewarded for it because the new ones come in and then they bring a fresh perspective. The team does well. But for the national team setup, it is not so. I mean, I told you the story about Luis de la Fuente, the coach of Spain that won the World Cup. Yes. He has been in the setup from the under 17, 19, under 21, under 23, the Olympic team, and with the national team. If you're not patient enough, and that's something that also relates to Nigerian football, we are very good at firing managers. That was why I was very happy when Eric Chell was said to be extending his contract as the coach of the Super Eagles, because I think we've just gotten rid of managers for way too long, and it does not give any reward in the national team setup. No, it's not. It doesn't. I mean, when we were growing up, and also during your time, of the catenaccio. That is the thing the Italians do. That is the pattern of football. Just like we see with tiki-taka in Spain and heavy metal with Germany. The catenaccio was an Italian thing. So they had, number one, Italian managers who were brought up playing that way. So they propagate those ideas, and the players have a clear identity of what they are expected to do, because this is the pattern of football you've been playing basically since you were 15 or 16. But now you look, they just keep changing managers. We don't even know how Italy plays now. Yeah. Because basically Italian football was known as...
You can't define their pattern.
Yes. Because back in the days, we knew Italian football as very defensive, then they would score a goal or two, and that is it. But now, they even... Bosnia and Herzegovina beat them to qualify for the last World Cup. Smaller nations, the World Cup before that, Montenegro, not Macedonia, beat them. So they just been losing to smaller teams that they have no business losing to, because there are a lot of problems, and one of them is just the lack of patience in the Football Federation over there in Italy. And then, of course, talking about Chelsea, to round off quickly, we said it here, it's been a big problem at Chelsea, the lack of experience, the lack of leadership. Yeah. Well, recently they've started to go about making amends for that, because news broke yesterday that Jordan Henderson and Danny Welbeck are set to join the team. The club is in negotiations with those players to see if they can acquire their services. And Henderson is 36.
But these players are won now, if you ask me.
Not really. Danny Welbeck for the last season. Let's start with Danny Welbeck. Danny Welbeck in the last season scored. He was the highest scoring.
He's been productive.
Yes, he was the highest scoring English player in the Premier League. He scored 13 league goals for Brighton of all people last season.
Of all teams.
Yes, well, so when you say that, you say, okay, he's delivering goals.
Henderson?
And Jordan Henderson is the one that scratches a lot of heads. You said he's one, and that's a very easy thing to say about him. But what he brings to the team is a lot more coordination on the field. Yes. This guy has been to 6 major tournaments with the English national team. He's won the Premier League multiple occasions with Liverpool. He's not just done that, he captained Liverpool, captained his national team for a long period of time. Won the Champions League with Liverpool as well in 2019. There is something to him, and that is his experience and his leadership. So and let's not even kid ourselves. At Brentford last season, the same one out Jordan Henderson was a very, very vital call in Brentford surviving in the Premier League last season. You remember before the season kicked off last time around, the manager Thomas Frank had left for Tottenham. They brought in Keith Andrews, who was a set-piece coach at the time. They sold Brian Mbeumo, they sold Johan Wissa. A lot of people thought they would most likely go down.
Finished.
Yes, but last season he was part of that team that played really well for Brentford and ensured that they were very comfortable with the Premier League. So that is one of the things it brings to a team: leadership and authority. And I think that's what Chelsea has been lacking for a long time.
Yes, they did, because even what's his name? This Brazilian guy, Thiago Silva, that stayed in the middle, helped them a lot, even to win the Champions League.
Yes, at the time.
At that age. Yeah. Well, let's see whether Anderson is as groomed as Thiago Silva.
I think he will be a good signing for Chelsea.
All right, because I'm a Chelsea fan, I should tell you.
Don't worry, you'll be fine.
All right, that's what you have for us today.
Yes,
thank you. Thank you, Anthony, for being there. Viewer, stay with us. We will continue when we come back. Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives.
The Delta State government invites business leaders, global investors, policymakers, and industry captains to the Delta State Economic and Investment Summit 2026, themed Harnessing Our Strengths and Unlocking Our Potentials. Chief guest of honor, the Vice Tongozi Okonjo-Iweala, GCON. Guest speaker, renowned scholar, Professor Patrick Lumumba. Chairman of the occasion, Engineer Austin Avuru. Other distinguished local and international participants will also be in attendance. Date, August 3 to 5, 2026. Time, 10 a.m. daily. Venue, Dome Event Center, Asaba. Chief host, His Excellency, Right Honorable Sheriff Obrewori, Governor, Delta State. Announcer, Dr. Kingsley Emu, Secretary to Delta State Government and Chairman Planning Committee.
The Delta Broadcast Media Organization, in conjunction with the Delta State Ministry of Information, presents the Delta Broadcast Media Conference 2.0. Theme: The Broadcast Media as a Democratic Catalyst, Shaping Public Trust and Electoral Credibility in 2027. Keynote speaker, Sheung Okimbaloye. Anchor, Politics Today on Channels Television. Guest speakers, Ayo Mairo Essay. Anchor, Arise News. Agatha Amata. CEO, Trend FM, Samuel Fejoku, veteran broadcaster and senior special assistant to the governor on protocol. Guest of honor, Honorable Charles Ehiedu Aniagu, Commissioner for Works, Rural Roads and Public Information, and Right Honorable Imomotimi Dennis Guo. Speaker, Delta State House of Assembly. Special guest of honor, His Excellency, Right Honorable Elder Sheriff F.O. Oborewori, the Executive Governor of Delta State. Convener, Media Personality, Ruki Onoro. Date, August 14, 2026. Time, 10 a.m. Venue, Unity Hall, Government House, Asaba. There'll be high-level networking, media interaction, capacity building, awards, and lots more. Register to attend on www.deltabroadcastmediaconference.org. For inquiries, call 0706 701 8400 0803 874 9265. Delta Broadcast Media Conference 2.0, powered by Delta State Government. Sponsors, Dominion Pearl Homes and One Niger app. Supported by NTA, DBS, Quest FM and TV, Warri Sentinel, Trend FM, Mega FM, Baramatu Voice, Boko FM, Crown FM, Sleek FM, Eku FM, Big Heart Radio, Cruise FM, Atlantic TV, Rise FM, and Dott TV.
We, Emevo, alongside Iyede and Owe, we are like one people. We all migrated from Benin and settled in Iyede. If a king passes on, the Ikegwas, they will cease to be. Emevo is a patrilineal society, not matrilineal. When any sitting or job passes on, the days that is next, they already know themselves.
We do not know if there are still festivals in Emevo Kingdom or everything has been modernized.
There is a place we call Mupedion. You are not supposed to lie there.
When Governor Sheriff defected, he said his defection was to connect Delta State to the center. Would you say that Emevo has been connected to the center so far?
Governor Sheriff has already sold himself to my people and to Deltans.
I should call you an encyclopedia of knowledge.
Let's just say you didn't add lawyer. I'm a qualified lawyer too. What we want is more infrastructure. Everyone welcomes the world for investment.
Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives. Yes, welcome back. And of course, Fra is already here. It's time to speak some French. Bonjour.
Bonjour, monsieur.
All right, that's how we welcome
yes.
Francisca Anthony.
Bonjour, mademoiselle.
Bonjour,
Comment ça va?
Bonjour, comment ça va?
madame.
Comment c'était le
ça va
week-end?
bien? Ah, c'était bien passé.
C'était bien passé. Eh bien,
Et
ça
vous,
se montre.
Ça
Hein?
va?
Ta coiffure, tes lunettes,
merci.
et puis les
Merci,
choses là.
monsieur,
Tu es bien,
merci.
tu es bien habillé.
Merci, monsieur. Et vous
Ça
aussi?
chauffe.
Oh,
It's
vraiment,
like
ça
Harry
chauffe.
coming down there.
Vraiment, ça chauffe. Bon, bonjour mes chers téléspectateurs, bonjour à tous et bonjour mes amis. Et comment vous allez? J'espère que vous allez très bien, n'est-ce pas? Oui, aujourd'hui, c'est aujourd'hui. Today is today. Have you heard that word? Yes. Okay. My dear viewers, my dear darling, wonderful, amazing viewers out there, today is French. Comme d'habitude, aujourd'hui, c'est notre programme de français pour le débutant. Je m'appelle toujours Françoise Anthony Francisca. Mais j'aime comme vous m'appelez Fra. Yes, I'm your presenter, Miss Anthony Francisca. The Francisca in French is Françoise. And I like when you call me Fra. Yeah, if you call me that, I always feel on top of the roof. Yes. Okay. Comme d'habitude, la fois passée, in case you missed the last time, don't worry, you're not missing anything. On va faire un peu la répétition, ce qu'on a fait la fois passée. We're going to do a little recap on what we did last time. Yes, the last time we did se présenter. On dit se présenter, apprenons à parler de nous. Yes, to learn how to talk about ourselves. And I said so many things about se-présenter, which is if you meet someone first, to say bonjour, and the bonjour is good morning. And what brought about, what to bring after the good, what comes or what will come after the good morning is, what is your name or how are you? Comment ça va? It is how are you? And after how are you, say je m'appelle. You like to tell the person about yourself. Like je m'appelle, bonjour. Comment ça va? Ça va bien, merci. Et vous? Je m'appelle, my name is, you now say your name, Francisca. Then, j'ai 10 ans, you now say, you're trying to tell the person about you, remember? Yes. J'ai 10 ans, I am 10 years old. Then, je suis Nigérian. If you're a lady, Nigérian. Je suis Nigérian. Nigérian. Et if you're a man, if you're a guy, you can say, je suis Nigérian. Oui, I am a Nigerian. Then we say, j'habite. Where do you live? Remember, we are all telling someone about us, right? Yes. J'habite, not to the person where you live. You say, j'habite à Asaba. J'habite à Enugu. J'habite à Abuja. Yes, I live in Abuja, Enugu, and so on. And I said again the last time, j'aime la musique. You're trying to tell someone what you like most. J'aime la musique, j'aime danser, j'aime manger, and the rest of it. Then at the end of it, what do you end the se-présenter with? Enchanté. Enchanté is nice to meet you. Yes, nice to meet you. Enchanté, c'est ma plaisir. Enchanté is really my pleasure meeting you. And after that, au revoir. You know, say au revoir. That's the end of the se-présenter. So in case if you're not here last time, don't worry. This is what we did last time. Et aujourd'hui, today, we are having a beautiful topic. Let us leave se-présenter aside. Today, on a un joli sujet intitulé les nombres. Les nombres. Les nombres. Il faut prononcer, il faut répéter après moi. Please try to repeat after me. You know, French is all about repetition. Yes, les nombres, which is French numbers. We have so many of them, but as for beginners, remember, we are here for beginners. We are going to start with 0 à 20. Les nombres. Les nombres. No, not nombre. No, nombre. Voilà, c'est ça. De 0 à 20. Yes. 0 to 10, 11 to 20. 0, please, let's go. That's very wonderful. It will be very amazing. On y va. Let's go. We again come out. 0. 1. 0. 0. 0. Oui. 0. 1. 1. 2. 2. 3. 3. 4. 4. 4. Can say 4. 4. Yes. But for beginners, 4. 4. 5. 5. 5. Make the k to come out. 5. 6. 6 is 6. No changes. 6. 6. Sept. Sept. The t and p sound will come out. Sept. Sept. Wheat. Wheat. Not hoot. No. The ash. Remember our alphabet. Yes. Don't worry. Very soon I'll take us back again to alphabet. Yes. Ash. The ash sound is silent. Is we eat. Wheat. Wheat. Neuf. 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 This. Dix. 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 0. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Voilà. Is it hard? Non. Est-ce que c'est difficile? Non, ce n'est pas difficile. C'est très facile. It's very, very, very simple. C'est très facile. It's very simple. You know, our numbers is all about the way you pronounce it, even help you in knowing how to read your numbers. And there's two things, le nombre and le chiffre. Le chiffre, let me not go there. Le chiffre is kind of figures and it's not kind of numbers. Number is numbers. Le nombre, le nombre. Ok, on recommence. Je veux recommencer maintenant. Let me start over again. 0, 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now 11 à 11 à 20. 11 to 20 now. Les nombres de à 11 à 20. Numbers 11 to 20. Let's go. On y va. 11, 11, 11, 11, 11. Yes, oui. 12, 12, 12. Is it how you pronounce 12? Keep your mouth like 12. Yes, 13, 13, 13, 13, 13. Just 13. 13, 14, 14, 14, 11, 14, 14, 15, 15, 15. You see how it is? 15, 16. Z must come out. 16, 16, 16, 16, 17, 17, 17, 18, 18, 19, 19, 20. The T in 20 is silent. 20, 20, 20, not 20. Not 20. 20, 20. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yes, I want to talk about something. Je vais dire quelque chose maintenant, okay? From 11 to 20, there's one thing about French language. 11. If you must know your numbers, please, 11, from 10 to 11 is very important. The reason is because 11, you can't change this anywhere. 11 is 11, 12 is 12, 13 is 13. Then come to 16. 16, this set like this and set, this is 10, remember, and set is 7. So if you bring this, you bring 7, you put them together, is 17, which is 17. That is this set. 18 is also the same way, this and 8, 18. This width, you see, this 9, this and 9, 19. 20 is on its own, 11 on its own. When you get to from 30, now the owns will now come back, because owns, you can't do without owns from owns to 16. Can't do with it because it's very important from 30. Any number from 30. Now, okay. Let me say from 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, Z-E-R-O. Remember our alphabet. Do you remember? Yeah, let us go back a little bit from our alphabet. Yes. Our alphabet, we are saying 0, Z-O. E is O. R, R. O, 0, un, 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 un. Do, D-E-U-X, X. Remember our X is X, right? Yes. Trois, trois, trois. T-R-E-I-X, trois. Quatre, Q, U, A, T-R-E, quatre. Cinq, C, ou bien C, I-N-Q, C-I-N-Q, 5. 6, S-I-X, X-I-X, 6. Sept, X-E-P-T, S-E-P-T, sept. 8, H, remember our H, H, U-E-T, H-U-E-T, H-U-I-T. Yeah, we are just spelling the numbers. Please, s'il vous plaît, répétez après moi. S'il vous plaît, we are just spelling the numbers. Please repeat after me. Yes, please, s'il vous plaît. Merci. Neuf, neuf, N-E-U-F, N-E-U-F, neuf. Dix, D-D-I-X, D-I-X. D-I-X, désolé, D-I-X, Dix. Onze, onze, O-N-Z-E, O-N-Z-E, onze. Douze, D-E-U-Z-O, D-O-U-Z-O, douze. Treize, T-R-E-I-Z-O, treize. Quatorze, Q-U-A-T-O, yes. 15, Q-U-E-N-Z-O, Q-U-E-N-Z-O, 15, 15. 16, 16, S-E-I, Z-E, 16. 17, 10 plus 7, 17. Yes. Dixit, D-E-X, X-E-P-T. Dixit. This with 8, 10 plus 8, 18. This with D-E-X, D-E-X, H-U-E-T. D-E-X, H-U-E-T. 18. Are you following? Est-ce que vous suivez? Oui. Merci. Yes. 19, 19. 10 plus 9, 19. D-E-X-N-E-U-F, 19. And 20. Voila. V-E-N-J-T. Remember, G is J, while J is G in French. V-E-N-J-T. 20. The T is silent. Now, let me ask from your mind, what is do? Yes. Can you tell me do? 2. Très bien. Applaudis. And tell me what is 10? Dix. Voila. That is it. It's not hard. And again, what is 13? 13. Oh, je suis très content. I'm so happy right now. What is the last one? What is 18?
18.
Voilà. C'est ça. Et c'est très facile. That is it. That's very easy. Applaudissez. C'est très bien. Merci beaucoup. Bravo à tous. That's very wonderful. That means this is my small, sweet French for beginners. Oh, don't worry. Let me just go there. Let me just stop there. Et aujourd'hui, on va arrêter ici aujourd'hui, n'est-ce pas, monsieur?
Oui.
OK. Je vais arrêter ici aujourd'hui, mais pour le jeudi, je vais continuer à 30 jusqu'à 50. Next, on Thursday, I will continue from 30 to 50. I hope you like it.
Will it not be 21 to 50? You have just
Yes,
stopped at
21 to 50. Merci, monsieur.
Oui.
From 21 to 50. Please don't miss it. Don't miss it.
All right.
Merci,
I hope
mademoiselle.
you studied. You learned some French
Oh,
today.
I learned
Absolutely.
some because why in our primary school days, what we were taught is on door, on twice, on cat, on set. Yes. So today I learned is tres.
Yes.
Okay, and quatorze, right?
Quatorze.
Beautiful.
Quatorze.
So we're no longer doing on cat again. Okay,
Yes.
beautiful.
All right. Thank
Merci
you.
beaucoup.
Thank you,
Dorian, madame.
Francisca,
Merci.
for being there.
Merci, monsieur. Thank
We
you.
learned some French this morning, and it tends to warm us up.
Yes.
Thursday, we'll be back with French. Stay with us. We'll continue after now. Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives.
Dott Entertainment, your weekly dose of pure fun, airing every Monday to Friday, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m., Saturdays, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m., only on Dott TV.
In the heart of Asaba, where the street tells the stories every single day.
From the corridors of powers to the decisions shaping governance and politics in Delta and Nigeria.
From traders counting every naira to families battling rising costs and uncertain times.
From football pitches to sporting successes to the major developments making the headlines all over the world.
And from the untold human stories, the struggles, victories, resilience, and hope of the everyday Nigerians.
This is the news beyond the headlines. Dott TV News are your trusted window to stories that truly matter to the people. Here, we don't just report events, we tell the human stories behind them. Recall that 46 pupils, teachers, and the school principal were kidnapped on May 15.
You are saying you are the chief security officer, but he doesn't have the power to control the call on the commissioner of police.
The government has to step in to ensure that they get the proper mental health care, even if it means some sort of relocation from that particular community to somewhere
That's
else.
a possibility.
Yes.
Where are we headed as a country if our children are dis-traumatized from childhood?
When the chips are down, you'll find out that women are able to expand.
Your Voice Africa, showing every Wednesday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Dott Television.
Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives.
Yes, this is Morning Dew, and one term on every lip: wellness. Everyone is talking about wellness, from massage, facials to fitness routines, healthy eating, and even mental well-being. More people are investing heavily in their overall health. Yet, alongside this, there is a growing misconception about what wellness truly means and what spa services can do and what they cannot do. It's important for us to have this conversation to separate fact from fiction. So let's talk wellness, importance, and misconceptions. I am Ifi Arono, and you're watching Morning Dew on Dott TV. My colleague is here.
Yes, welcome to Morning Dew on Dot Television. And I am Success Benjamin. Today we're going to be talking on wellness. Overall wellness, what wellness is about, and the misconception of wellness and its importance of wellness. And we are joined here in the studio this morning. We have Chichi Gift Egbule. She is an entrepreneur, an esthetician, and also a realtor, CEO Camdy's Wellness Spa.
How are you doing?
She gifted.
You look
Yes.
beautiful this
Thank
morning.
you
You
so
guys
much.
look beautiful.
You
Awesome.
too.
How are you, ma?
Did you observe something that will having this kind of look like?
Yes, you look like sisters.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
You-
so.
You look like sisters, and you look well. I think I'm different. Yes, you guys know what I mean. Yes, I'm
No,
looking
you
different.
you are
I mean,
beautiful.
because we're talking about wellness, and sometimes we find that people don't quite understand what wellness really means. Like I said, you two are a bit on your bold beauties, and I am a
No,
slim
don't say
one.
that. You look beautiful as
So
well.
talk to us. So in explaining to us what wellness means, you can tell us whether I'm well or you're well.
Okay, let's go into it. Now, when people hear the word wellness, most people immediately think is a luxury spa section, or it's a name for for very rich people or something. No. Spa wellness, or wellness is beyond that. Wellness is you taking care of yourself, you being consistent with yourself. Now, there are 3 categories of wellness, or 4 I want to list. We have the physical wellness, we have the mental wellness, we have the skin wellness, and we have the lifestyle wellness. Okay, so what is a physical wellness? A physical wellness is when you move. When you move, like example, you walk 10 hours in a day, you should move at least 30 minutes. Do a sport walk, do a walk around, do a yoga, just do something.
When you say you walk 10 hours a day, do you mean people who sit?
Yes.
Okay, for that long.
Not just even sit, you mentally do your thing.
Okay.
You should sweat out. You should walk out 30 minutes in a day.
Just before you go into other parts, I know people who are in their shops, possibly watching us, walking around, packing things for people. They are walking. Are they walking, or are they
That's a
exercising?
mental walk. That's a different walk.
Okay.
Yeah, from wellness.
So they still also need 30 minutes to.
Do they also need
cool off?
30 minutes to cool off?
Exactly, to stretch out. Now, since they are walking, they might do stretches because their back might be like ached and all of that. So yoga stretches can help them too. Then physical wellness is also under sleeping, your sleeping habits. Most people don't sleep.
Okay.
So if you could try to sleep at least 9 to 7 hours in a day.
7 to 9 hours.
Yeah, that will be very perfect for your mental health. That will help your physical health. That will make you stand out physically. You're upright. Sleeping well really helps your physical, mental health. Then I will also add your nutrition, how you eat. Matters a lot. A lot of people do carbohydrates a lot, rice, eba, they're all around the carbs.
Most of our foods in Nigeria
is
carbohydrates. No, my love. This is the conception people have. You can work on your meals. We have egg, we have yogurt. These are basic things.
They're more expensive.
People feel like you can't. I heard someone saying, I can't have yogurt as a meal, and chest is so heavy, it's so light. I will not feel,
Oh, you mean I should have yogurt for lunch?
Of course. Exactly. That's the wellness we're talking about. No, for breakfast.
Okay, for breakfast. Okay.
Something like this. That's the wellness we're talking about. Eating rightly.
Okay, maybe parfait.
Yeah, fruits. Yeah.
Okay.
These things, really matters. It's under wellness.
But these things are quite expensive anyway.
We used to think that it's for whites. It's Europeans that used to eat things like this.
It's under wellness. Like the salmon, fish. Okay, fine. There's ice fish. If we're not doing salmon, there's ice fish, there's beef. These are also under, like, you could just do your boiled fish and having maybe veggies, garbage. This is affordable.
And it's breakfast, my.
No, it can be lunch, it can be dinner. Dinner, that would be very fine for dinner.
Okay, vegetable and
proteins.
Protein.
Okay. Yeah. So now I'm not a nutritionist. A nutritionist should do that for you. But I'm just giving you like on things that are under wellness. So nutrition is under wellness. You being intentional on what comes into your body, what you eat, and all of that. Then we also have the mental wellness.
Yeah.
This is where your emotional intelligence comes in. This is where you manage stress. Then if you also have the funds to go for massages, therapy, that can come under mental wellness.
Okay.
If you
that's where you fall.
Yes. And if you also have the opportunity to see a therapist, it's under mental wellness as well. Some people have this mental wellness where they want to talk to people, they are stressed, they want to pour this energy, and they don't know who to talk to. So that can make them drained, that can cause mental stress. So that's under
Is it
mental.
safe to confide in people just to relieve stress?
Family depends on how your relationship and the kind of family you have. But trust me, I think they are very good therapists now.
Okay, so that can keep things in confidence.
Of course, they are therapists. People see therapists for different reasons. Like therapists that can talk to you, a therapist you could talk to. So that's under mental wellness. We also have the body wellness and the skin wellness, which comes under still the massage therapy. So that's where spa comes in. So overall on wellness, spa is just under it's a part of wellness.
Okay.
So wellness is broad.
Okay, so can we say wellness is just for young persons, or also older persons can go for wellness? And can aging affect wellness and skin?
Where do I start from? You not taking care of yourself when you're younger can affect you during old age.
Okay.
If you don't start your wellness habits from a young age, maybe let me say your 20s, you start eating right, you start doing the right things, exercising. When you get old, maybe you don't exercise, you might start having issues like arthritis, a lot of things that will make you stiff during old age. So it's better to start your wellness from young. Teach your kids to be intentional. Sports, kids should go for sports. You should have timetable for, oh mom, we're going to sport, we're going for swimming classes, everything. Those are wellness package. You're training your child to be intentional. Wellness is a journey, is a lifestyle.
I know, because we're trained in school. We know that during assembly, there's a lot of physio that children get to do. So you're saying that even as graduates who are now parents, we should carry that into adulthood.
Exactly.
In what form?
In you scheduling your timetable, you're working, your work close at this time. This is my time. What can I do with this my leisure time? Don't be at home and press your phone on the bed all through. You are killing yourself.
You know now. You know. Oh,
Yes.
Really?
You lying down for 9 hours on your phone. Yes, you work on the phone. If you're not out in person, walk around. You don't have gym equipment in your house. There are so many things you can do to stretch your body, to sweat. Just try to sweat out. It helps your wellness. So wellness is really broad. So wellness is not just about spas. It is beyond more than that.
All right. So I hear people say deep tissue massage. So what is the importance of deep tissue massage to wellness?
Because it's your specialty as a spa owner. Yes.
Okay,
So let's come back to what you do.
Let's go into it now. Massages. Now there are different types of massages. I'm sure the most popular one is the deep tissue. Okay, deep tissue is one of our most sold massages, but it helps with tension. Why a lot of people go for deep tissue massages, it releases that tension. Maybe if you have deep pains, it really helps with the pains. For nursing mothers, for people that sit a lot, your back, your neck.
Okay.
If you're requesting for a massage, always request for the deep tissue and the hot stone, like our request. Hot stone massage is a two combo we go on for people that are very stressed. People that they do a lot of calls, they talk a lot, they're busy schedules. Those are the kind of massage you go for. And our advice is 2 hours. 1 hour is not enough to work on your body.
Oh, really?
Yes, ma. We take our time. We go through all the veins, all the areas that should be relaxed, all the nerves that should be touched. We are very professional in our area. So this is what I would advise. So go for like a 2 hours massage and you will really get relieved.
And there's another one. They talk about hot stone.
Yeah, I talked about it.
How hot is the
How
stone?
hot is the stone?
No. When we say hot stone, doesn't mean it's really hot. It's actually warm enough for the therapist to hold. Then we make sure we test on our skin before placing on your skin. And we also use therapy oils. Like we have oils that can make you sleep. Oils that help for pains. If you have pains now, we have a specific oil we could recommend while using. That's why you have to do a consultation with us. If you have insomnia, you don't sleep, we have massages that you can do for sleeping. We have a sleeping oil massage.
Okay. And for people who are experiencing sedentary lifestyle, like you talked about, people who sit a lot, would you say that engaging a person like you and you advising them, booking a session with you, would help them to maybe come up with a way of managing that? Can you walk us through a simple system that someone who works perhaps a banker can use to stay active all day? Somewhat.
To stay active all day.
Yes.
First of all, their sleeping habits.
Okay.
First of all, their sleeping habits. They have to be very calculative with their time. Yes. So when you come back from work, okay, I'm doing a workout for 30 minutes. I'm having my dinner. and I'm going to bed by this time. Most of the times, bankers will be there pressing their phones like 2, 3, then they sleep and and they have like less hours. They wake up all swollen, tired, feeling crumbly, and they get. So first of all, it starts from your sleep. Your sleep is very
beauty treatments and wellness.
Beauty treatment is clear. Beauty treatment, no treatment,
because people actually mix it up together, especially when you bring in spa. So they believe the spa is just
with what you just said now.
Yes.
Beauty treatment. Treatment is a condition. Example: if I have a treatment here, maybe I have like a very big acne. That is me treating it. That's treatment. So it's different from wellness, because most people will come and be like, "Oh, I want a particular condition to live immediately." Wellness is a journey. It's something that you're intentional about your health, taking care of yourself. It doesn't have anything to do with treatment.
Oh, really? So like when you say when like having constant exercises.
Exactly.
Okay. We're going to talk about some of the misconceptions when wellness is mentioned, but we'll take a short break. This is still Morning Dew, and we'll be right back. Stay with us.
Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives.
You're still watching Morning Dew on Dott TV, and we're still talking wellness. We have with us the specialist herself and the CEO of Candy's Wellness Spa is still here, Chichi Giftedebula, and of course my colleague at Success. And let's talk about some of the misconceptions. There are claims that spa treatments can cure illnesses and help people lose weight instantly or permanently remove body pains. Are these credible claims? Are they fact or fiction?
They are fiction.
Really?
Yes. Okay. Wellness does not mean instant results. Wellness does not mean instant result. Wellness is not only for rich people. We get that conception. People are like, I beg, when you share flyers, I'm like, I beg, now rich people. I'm like, no, wellness is not just for rich people. Wellness only, some people feel like wellness means only going to the spa. They'll be like, I beg, I know they do wellness, I know they go spa. We're like, no. So that's a misconception we always get. People say, oh, self-care is selfish. You're being selfish. No, that's a misconception also. So wellness does not give an instant result. Wellness is not only for rich people. Wellness
is very expensive. Spa is expensive. So let's be realistic. It's expensive. So let's be realistic.
Hold on, guys. Wellness, right? We're talking about wellness. And spa skin is one of the listings there. We had 3 categories of 4.
Okay.
So wellness is not just spa. So you could take care of yourself without going to the spa.
No, we mean like when you're going to the spa, you said the spa one is really not expensive. So it's not only for the rich people. Not only the rich people go to the spa.
Because
right?
all these things
so
that
let's
they're
know
putting
how
on this lady, for instance. Your hands. I think there's a way you treat your hands. Maybe before we finish, you just place your hands on your faces.
Okay, I think I'm going to give you guys a treat. Don't worry. I really want you to feel the massage and tell me if it's not worth it.
If
it's not worth the price.
The luxury, right?
Oh my
God. You're telling us the truth. Okay, now talk to us about the Asaba environment and how.
Okay, but a quick one. I would also want to give an everyday lifestyle tips before we.
Exactly.
But before you do that, talk
everyday
to us
life,
about
like
this
5 simple wellness.
Because we would like to know: are people embracing wellness across the categories that you mentioned? To what extent? Which one area do you think our people have embraced wholly, and which one are we yet to catch up with among the physical lifestyle, this that you listed?
Mental.
To be honest, I would say I'm impressed with Nigerians. Basically, it's not just about the East. Now, if we're talking about, most people are not intentional about their health. They're not intentional about their well-being. You see a lot of people in the gym. The gym is always filled up. The health center area is always filled up. People are aware of their health, their checkups.
Is it because are people? Is it that they are trying to manage a condition? Do you think so, or are they just proactively just taking ownership of their health?
With my 10 years of experience as an esthetician, we also do consultations with clients, and you hear them say, "Oh, I went to the doctor, the hospital to check myself." They always want to see, because we also work with a dermatologist. When they notice anything on their body, they want to see a dermatologist, maybe a growth or something. We treat skin issues, when you have hyperpigmentations, acne, that's what we come this wellness spa treat. So they come to us. People are intentional. They do consultations. In a month, we have up to 500 consultations.
That's impressive.
Exactly. We have records to that. So people want to see, people want to know what's wrong. Now, they don't just go buy products anymore like that.
Okay.
They go like, oh, what do I need? People are no longer naive about their body. Yes, and people are intentional about their massages, their stress being. People feel like, okay, massage helps me. When I do massage, I feel lighter, I feel refreshed. So people have our massage sections as a weekly routine. I'm telling you. So
you're fully booked all the time?
Almost every time. You have to really call
Don't
us.
worry, very soon we'll let you go so you can go make money.
All right.
So I don't have to be there for the office to run. So it's running.
No, that's another thing we'll talk about, the business angle. Maybe when next year comes.
Yeah, and maybe young entrepreneurs coming in and all of that. Because we also have a branch in Enugu and it's running,
So now I hear you talk about, you treat skin as well and all that.
Yeah.
Now the rain is here. So what skincare challenges do people face and how do they, prevent them?
During the raining season, a lot of people have issues with their skin itchy, the water, the rain. Sometimes some of them are nonchalant about it. Maybe the rain beats them, they're thirsty. They don't wash off immediately. They don't raise their leg. Those people enter all this Lagos water. You're just coming from work and you immediately enter the water. At least wash off your leg before allowing it to dry. Now, you could get fungal infections from that. We have, now we do a lot of pedicure. So when we notice those things, you're having irritations, we'll tell you to go for a fungal test, go and see a dermatologist and all of that. So that's very important too. Washing off your body after being beaten by the rain.
How to prevent
at least that's a basic that's not how to prevent at least, but that's like a basic thing. It's going to help if it hasn't gone into your nails and all of that.
What I do in such cases, I put my leg in hot water, almost hot,
exactly,
with disinfectant and salt.
Exactly.
Yes,
exactly. But when you're in the office, at least just wash off. That's what I'm saying. But people that are going to the work, then when you get home, you can do like a deep cleanse and wash off yourself. Then basically a lot of people feel dehydrated sometimes, so we'll tell them take a lot of water, moisturize your skin, and basically use moisturizers if you don't have an issue. And there's also something I want to talk about. We have a lady that has been using a particular skincare product for 10 years, and she came in for a consultation and be like, I've been using this product for 10 years, I'm not going to change. This lady is having a dried skin. And the product she was using is a product for treating hyperpigmentations. Now, what is hyperpigmentations? Maybe your body have some spots, you want to clear the body. And that product is not a product you use consistently.
Yes.
Because you are treating a particular condition. So when the condition is gone, don't think that you continue getting light and light. No. She wasn't moisturizing. She wasn't using hydrating products. So I asked her, where's your moisturizer? She was like, no, this is the cream I use. I don't want to call it brown name, but it's just a lighting product.
Yes.
And it's not a bad product. But because she was using it wrongly, it burnt her skin.
Oh, so we can actually use some products wrongly.
Exactly.
Mention it. So
so I was just trying to say some consultations that people come in for and how people are aware about their skin.
As we wrap up, can you give us the tips you talked about that we can take away?
Basic
free tips.
Okay, for wellness, I would say put yourself on the timetable. Yes, it's difficult. It's discipline. Tell me, it's not easy going for a gym 4 times in a week. Trust me, as an entrepreneur, as people that work every day, it's difficult. But if you can put yourself on that routine, your lifestyle will change. Because going for gym, going for these workouts, trying to to sweat at least 30 minutes after the day's work helps your mental health. So I would say try to put yourself on this thing, then drink a lot of water. Now, water helps you. Water builds your skin. Water is something that I think God created for.
And water don't get any
Yes, soft drinks or minerals are not what you're supposed to take with your meal, right? You shouldn't be taking a sugary substance. But you could do fruit juice, but water is very important. Take a lot of water. Take a lot of water. Then I will also say move regularly. Like I said, move. Even if you're in the office, try to walk around and all of that. Protect your skin excessively from sun. Try to use a sunscreen protector. And schedule your health checkup. Go for checkup.
Okay, and lastly, you need to leave us with a word. Know that there are some unqualified.
Exactly.
Some unqualified people may just set up open one shop and say it's a spa.
So what you should look out for basically is your consultations. And most people just come in and they just touch your face. They want to just touch your face. They should ask you what was your routine, what's your consign, why you're coming in for this section. Because before anybody should come in for a section, there's a consign. So without them knowing your consign, I think it's something you should be bothered about.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So make time to rest, like I was saying. Make time to rest, schedule your checkup, and all of that.
Okay, so thank you, viewers, and I really want to say a very big thank you,
the CEO of Calm Days Wellness Spa, for giving us all these freebies. We feel like paying you, but don't worry, we're owing you.
No, she said she owes us a treat, that she's going to give us a treat, so we feel,
we can't wait.
We can't
Remember
wait,
our guys in the playout station.
Okay.
And of course, from success,
Yes.
your words.
I will. At this point, I want to encourage everyone to, take out time to look after yourself. Go for exercise. Have a good healthcare section with yourself, and
pamper yourself.
Pamper yourself. Pamper yourself.
Yes. Well, I would say, is wellness about chasing perfection or following every trend? No, that's not what it's about. It's about making informed choices, and that's what Chichi has told us today.
And being consistent.
Yes, being consistent. So we hope today's conversation has helped clear up some common misconceptions and empowered you to make the right wellness choices. Of course, that's it on this segment of Morning Dew. I am Ife Arono, and the program continues. Stay with us.
Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
And fresh perspectives.
The Delta State government invites business leaders, global investors, policymakers, and industry captains to the Delta State Economic and Investment Summit 2026, themed Harnessing Our Strengths and Unlocking Our Potentials. Chief guest of honor, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON. Keynote speaker, Director General of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, GCON. Guest speaker, renowned scholar, Professor Patrick Lumumba. Chairman of the occasion, Engineer Austin Avuru. Other distinguished local and international participants will also be in attendance. Date, August 3 to 5, 2026. Time, 10 a.m. daily. Venue, Dome Event Center, Asaba. Chief host, His Excellency, Right Honorable Sheriff Obrewori, Governor, Delta State. Announcer, Dr. Kingsley Emu, Secretary to Delta State Government and Chairman Planning Committee.
The Delta Broadcast Media Organization, in conjunction with the Delta State Ministry of Information, presents the Delta Broadcast Media Conference 2.0. Theme: the broadcast media as a democratic catalyst, shaping public trust and electoral credibility in 2027. Keynote speaker, Sheun Okimbaloye. Anchor, Politics Today on Channels Television. Guest speakers, Ayo Mairo Essay. Anchor, Arise News. Agatha Amata. CEO, Trend FM, Samuel Fejoku, veteran broadcaster and senior special assistant to the governor on protocol. Guest of honor, Honorable Charles Ehiedu Aniagu, Commissioner for Works, Rural Roads and Public Information, and Right Honorable Imomotimi Dennis Guo. Speaker, Delta State House of Assembly. Special guest of honor, His Excellency, Right Honorable Elder Sheriff F.O. Oborewori. Date, August 14, 2026. Time, 10 a.m. Venue, Unity Hall, Government House, Asaba. There'll be high-level networking, media interaction, capacity building, awards, and lots more. Register to attend on www.deltabroadcastmediaconference.org. For inquiries, call 0706 701 8400 0803 874 9265. Delta Broadcast Media Conference 2.0, powered by Delta State Government. Sponsors, Dominion Pearl Homes and One Niger app. Supported by NTA, DBS, Quest FM and TV, Warri Sentinel, Trend FM, Mega FM, Baramatu Voice, Oko FM, Crown FM, Sleek FM, Eku FM, Big Heart Radio, Cruise FM, Atlantic TV, Rise FM, and Dott TV.
Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives.
Yes, welcome back, viewer. Of course, I'm sure you enjoyed that discourse on wellness and spa. Of course, the wellness aspects interest me because most of the times when we speak health-wise, it's like those of us in this climb, we are very, very ignorant and negligent of, our health, whether mental health, whether physical health, whether spiritual health. And so I want to see the opinions of my beautiful ladies, Dr. Effie and Queen Success.
There's something you said.
Yes.
About negligence, but she said that we are actually very compliant. She actually said so.
That we are?
Yes, that Asaba people, especially.
No.
Yes,
when I say I'm talking about the black man, for instance. I'm talking generally about those of us in this clan, not people in Asaba. Because like you said, we see people jogging up and down. It's awareness that brought that. But I'm talking about the issue of things we can do. Mm-hmm. I remember when we were, going towards retirement in the service, we're grouped and they were giving us lectures on the need to ensure that you remain active, that's one way of remaining well and alive. Mm-hmm. And, she was just saying that there. Now, we had a headline just now about how that video games can, improve your brain, your alertness, and the sense of remembrance. You won't be losing memory. Yeah, now, if you're at your level, what game can you play? What video game can you play?
It's good, actually, that we know this, because a lot of times we spend our screen time on social media. Okay. But now I'm beginning to think that I can perhaps go towards car race. Okay. Because I used to play car race as a growing child on my phone.
Going back to your youth.
Yes. So I like the fact sometimes it's as though you're in there. When the car wants to crash, it actually activates adrenaline inside of you. Yeah. So I didn't quite know until I read this report that it is something that enhances your brain activity, helps your brain to keep active. That tells you that wellness is not all about physio. Okay. Because the people of Asaba that she was talking about.
It's also not all about what you eat.
Yes. Eating, how your lifestyle, what you eat, is also about how you work out. Okay. It's also about mental alertness.
How you keep your brain busy.
Yes. Your brain has got to be active. So in as much as you're doing the jogging, also think of how to activate the brain to keep it active. Then think of your food, what you eat, how to ensure that internally that your organs are working, and of course, water therapy. Okay. Yes, I don't know if we're still keeping to the warm water in the morning thing. Are we still doing
I drink when I'm cold.
Well, personally,
I drink water when I'm cold.
I try, and sometimes I beat myself when I come to work and I haven't taken my cup of warm water, especially when you have to sit in a cold studio like ours. Yes, that warm water actually helps, activate me. And when you make it a habit, it becomes something, a life-saving one, because your kidneys are better. Okay. Kidney health as well is protected, because then you're detoxing early in the morning and opening your system up for every other thing that may happen over the course of the day.
Yeah, I'm
So
saying
these
with the
are the
issue of
things.
video games.
Okay.
Because some of those things are, we tend to see them as juvenile. You
Yeah.
know, where you go, some people even have PlayStation and all that.
Yes.
What kind of game
Yes.
could you play yourself? I know you seem to align with them.
Yes, growing
What
up,
games do you like? No,
you
not
know,
growing up.
right now,
what video
okay,
game can you
first
play
of
at
all,
this your
growing
age
up,
now?
I like playing the PS4,
Okay.
PS3. Yes,
Okay.
it keeps me exciting and also makes me know that, okay, I can actually calculate, you know, strategize, think strategically. You get that is one thing video game does for you. It helps your brain open up to be strategical. You think strategically. You want to win. You want to get it. You want to hit it.
And
So
you're continually
yes,
excited.
and you're excited about it.
Okay.
And right now, I like the, you know, sometimes I play puzzles. Like I like, you know, placing the right
the
words
puzzle.
as well. Word arts. You know the word arts one. So I like playing because it also helped me to, you know, it's a way of education for me. You know, when you try to put words together to get the right words and the meaning of these words, you see they'll give you some words that you're like, if I put, what's the meaning of this word? So it helps you go back into researching to know what the meaning of these words really are and why they are giving you these words. So games or video games in particular helps the mental state to, you know, to
because you're involving your eyes, you're involving your
yes,
brain,
your senses. You're involving your senses. You're putting your mind to work. You're putting your brain to work, and it's helping your brain to open up to learning more and learning new things at a time. And also, yes, when you talk about the warm water thing in the morning, I try as much as possible. I try my possible best to, you know, keep to it, like taking warm water in the morning and, you know, some other stuff, but let's just leave it at there.
It helps.
So, and also,
let's
yes.
come to this, right? Because people can put their phones now to better use. I know that in phones, there are games in the phones.
Yes.
There's one, I can't remember the name now, where you have this thing that when you press, it will go and knock off some.
Okay, yes.
You know,
Sudoku.
Yes.
Sudoku, Abis Sudoka, whatever.
guess.
Now,
Even
all these
Candy-
games actually
Candy
are put there. But you see,
Crush or
we are
something.
more concerned about watching all those ones we watch. Are they part of video game or the one that we get involved to activate and all that? The ones we watch on social media where maybe somebody is saying something, we are laughing.
Yes, Candy Crush has something like that to also keep your brain to work. It's on your phone. That's Candy Crush, and it has the different levels of Candy Crush.
Okay.
So when you get to your stage one, your first stage, you start. It's, you know, for beginners. They will see you as a beginner. When at a point in time, someone will see your face and say, Candy Crush. Now here you did.
Is
Just start.
Is this your level?
Is this your level? You're just starting.
Okay,
I've
so
gone
these
far
things
this years.
are to keep the brain working.
Yes, to keep
and
the
they
brain
can, they can
working
help
a lot.
you know, retain memory.
Yes.
You won't suffer memory loss.
But what I do not understand is, okay, fine, I know in as much as we want to keep our phones, we want to make better use of our phones.
Yes.
Shouldn't we be focusing on more of physical games like the Ludos?
Okay.
Yes, the Ncho.
Can Ludo do
Ncho?
something? Ayo.
Yes, things like that.
What
It
are
also
they exercising?
stimulates-
Okay, you
it
also
stimulates the brain because
okay,
you're
you also
calculating
calculate.
how many you
That's
need to
right.
be able
That's
to,
right.
and then
Chess.
what? Yes, chess. You know, some of these ones, but I know that this report is because people are so fixated on their phones.
In their phones.
At least let it be productive.
Okay.
But I think for our children, the generation coming after us, we can imagine how so engrossed with our phones we are.
Yeah.
So the earlier we can begin to draw them back to physical games, the better for us, because I think it's also the same mental, mental process that it takes to do video games. You know, some of these ones.
No, but the one of physical games. Physical games, the impact is more on the body in terms of keeping fit. But the video games are.
It's also about the brain.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But
The emphasis on the brain so that the brain can be working.
It's two things. It's your brain and also the motor skills. Yeah. So I feel that I would rather do physical chess than to do chess on my phone.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's me.
Are you sure they're not both engaging?
Well, they are.
They're not as engaging.
They are, but chess now, because I'm also moving physically.
Yeah.
And it also helps me build social relationships.
All right.
And you can also make money.
Yes,
from
with
it.
people.
Mm,
Yes,
with
people around it, because
into
for
bed.
chess, you need a partner.
Yeah.
I think that's also why for video games, you may not necessarily have a partner to play chess online, because then the AI or so will give you partners to play with you. So I would suggest we play video games when we don't have physical, social
somebody to interact
anybody,
with,
a
to
partner
play with.
to play
Okay.
with. But when I have people around me, it is more joyous and exciting.
Okay,
to
now
play physical
let's come to our children.
Okay.
Because now our children are native to gadgets. Most of them are interested in playing games on phones. Now, with what we're saying, do we discourage them or do we encourage them? Because us as parents, we see all those things as distractions from their studies or doing chores. But now we are being told that playing video games can help your brain, it can, excite you, adrenaline, all that. What
Yeah.
about our children?
But-
Can they play game at this time or wait for them when they mature to bring them back to
I
games?
think everything is planning.
Okay.
Everything has to do with planning. You should have a specific time for when you have to use your phone to play games
Okay.
because it helps the brain. Yeah. Then also they should
That's for
have
children
time.
now.
Yes,
We're
for
talking about
children.
children.
Talking
Okay.
about our children right
Okay.
now. Also, you should have time when you're back from school. You go do your homework. You read your book, or you do your home chores. And after home chores, you have your free time. Maybe before bed.
Okay.
That is when you can use your gadgets. You can play games. And also, you have to go through their phone, check the kind of games that they should play. Very important as a parent.
Maybe I need to. The reason why I'm asking, I am concerned about my own son. My son likes to play game on a phone,
Okay.
but it's usually wrestling and football.
Awesome.
Wrestling, he will tell you about this, that, and he will download all manner of, and he'll be playing somebody fighting against somebody, and
Okay.
somebody has won, and you see him, you raise this his hand and say, yeah.
He's
And
building expertise in that area
Now,
as
do
well.
I discourage him or how? How do I regulate him, for instance,
Yeah,
if
exactly,
you know?
so-
Are you there's an expert that knows outside?
Yeah.
They tell us because all of us are involved in raising our children. And the problem we have about that, like the woman who came last time, she was talking about how that we can
Safe
control,
screen.
yes,
Control.
control what our children watch by connecting their phone to our phones.
Yes.
Exactly.
You know.
So you are sure of what the child wants to watch per time.
At a
And
time.
for your son, I think that it is great because a sport
He's
like
he'll be
wrestling.
12 in October.
You
so
see, wrestling, we know that it is an age-long sport. In our villages, we
no,
remember.
Tony told us it's not sport. He says it's an
Well-
entertainment. That it's not sport.
We remember how that then there was something like Dimba.
Yeah.
People
Yeah,
who
yeah.
were
Who
the
were
heroes,
experts
heroes
in
of
wrestling.
war. So for a boy of 12 to be interested in wrestling, I think that he deserves a trophy.
Ah,
So
okay.
it's important to
Okay.
encourage, because somehow I know that at some point you might give him a lecture
Yeah.
on how it was in our ancient society. That said, it's also about pointing back to what Success said. It's about regulated screen time. Yes, he can play it. He should understand that there should be a time for
For
it.
this.
I do not subscribe to screen time close to bedtime.
Okay.
Yes, I do not subscribe to it. It should be a bit far from
Far
bedtime.
from bedtime.
So that the child is ready to have a proper sleep. Because children, sometimes they carry over what they see on screen to their
Okay,
dreams.
to their dreams, yeah.
Yes.
True.
So as much as possible, let it be physical interactions, with maybe bedtime stories, that they take
Talk,
to the other. Yes.
prayer.
Prayer, absolutely.
Very
so
important.
It has to be regulated and supervised by you. Possibly, it can even help you build a bond with him if you're able to play some of those games with him.
Okay.
Yes. Watch. He might be the one playing, but you look in. And then before long, you people are bonding over the sports that he loves.
Okay.
Those are things he will never forget.
All right, viewer, we'll be rounding off here on the program, but not without hearing a word from Success. What are you taking away from today's program?
A lot. I'm taking a lot from today's program, and I want to encourage every one of us, most especially for those of us going into building and all that, erecting of structures. We should try as much as possible to bring in the town planning into it, so we know what is suitable for each and every location we want to develop, so we don't have failed and collapsed buildings and putting humans
The life
at
of
risk.
people.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you so much,
If you-
Success. My heart goes out to those who lost their children in that unfortunate building collapse
Allegedly,
some people, of course, there have been excavations, so we do know that there are fatalities, but we do not know how many. But that said, the issue of the FRSC ban on preaching on public transport. I think there is need for more sensitization. Because one of the questions I wanted to ask before we ended the newspaper review was, what of people who play tape, or can they play preaching as well? What about prayer? Prayer is different from preaching.
No, prayer is different from preaching. What they said is preaching, actually.
Yes.
Because we know that in bus stations, there are people who are there who just share the word before the bus ever leaves. And then they pray for the passengers.
So that one is
different.
still fine.
Yeah.
But we need to confirm whether preaching is it in any guise or when there is a physical preacher on board. So the FRSC and the authorities in charge need to do much more sensitization before they begin to criminalize this and we begin to see arrests. Thank you so much.
All right, for me, I take away drinking warm water. So I will try to be drinking warm water in the morning. I do, but not with that consciousness. And I want to charge you, viewer, ensure you drink warm water for your health, and then play video games to keep your brain alert. That's how we're going to round off on the program today. Not without a shout out to our guys in the control room, talking about Uzochi Okere. There's, of course, Nkechi Chukudi, Chika Ikechukwu, and our own dear Aaron Ojefo. Thank you for being there, making us sound nice, look nice on air. And of course, the authorities and management of Dott TV, we always thank you for the enabling environment and of course the encouragement. Viewer, see you tomorrow, same time, same station. Bye for now. Wake up with us every morning.
We'll bring you news at its peak.
Accurate and factual report.
Morning Dew, where every sunrise begins with inspiration and fresh perspectives.